Does it make sense to you? You're a meat guy. Like, why is pasta is the question.
Because the Italians thought that the Chinese had something.
They use it as a side dish in China. I went and had Chinese the night before last, and they bring me like a plate of chicken, like a full plate of chicken that should have been a 4-course meal, but it's all just one item. And you have to bring your in my case, the rice on a separate plate. In my wife's case, the lo mein on a separate plate. But who the hell thought, like, it'd be good if we ate nothing but these noodles? That's
there's people out there that do that.
I know, but I don't understand it. Is what I'm saying.
Well, what it is, it was a way to. In Italy, especially, it's a way to spread your meat, right? So, if meat was the most expensive portion of the meal, right, in order to spread it for a lot of Italians weren't. The Middle Ages were not wealthy individuals could afford a lot of stuff. So, things like pizza and pasta and whatnot, those were ways to spread the amount of meat, a small amount of meat amongst a larger number of people.
Well, then why come in America we're all not like, hey, let's go out for a fancy night of soup?
Nobody goes out for soup.
Then why do exactly? It's a way to spread the water.
Because somehow later on people thought romanticized Italy and became thinking that like everything there is romantic.
It's all from that cartoon where those two dogs.
Lady and Tramp, sure, it's Disney's fault.
Yeah, it's Disney's fault. It's always Disney's fault.
Disney's fault.
That's a segue point, but I'm not jumping on it. We're not.
It's a night. It's a beautiful night.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Yeah, please don't sing. We'll cancel you.
Feel free to sing. Just be sure to hit that little microphone button on the screen first.
Yeah,
that's the sing button.
Now I'll go out for a bowl of pho. Pho, I guess is what it's called.
What is a bowl of pho?
It's Vietnamese soup.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had it. Now I've been told Korean barbecue is amazing, and I've seen pictures.
Yes, it is.
It looks amazing.
Korean barbecue is good.
Yeah, we have a bunch of those out here. We have a bunch of
my
fear out here.
To get Korean and then just not understanding what I'm ordering, and then bringing me a plate of kimchi with just like a little bit of meat in it.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Now if you go to an authentic Korean barbecue, they're gonna have a grill right on the table. So not like a hibachi where they cook it, you actually cook it. So they're giving you the food raw and you have to cook it, and it cooks in seconds. Cool.
I'm not leaving a tip if I have to cook my own meal.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll find the dishwasher and I'll give him the tip.
I will admit I am not keen on having to cook my own, going out to eat and cook my own food either. I'm not keen on it at a steakhouse either when they give me the freaking 800-degree lava rock or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And give me a raw steak and ask me to cook it bite by bite. No, I don't want that. Oh, but it's the experience, Rob. Fuck the experience. If I want to cook my meat,
the experience of a waiter,
I will go at home and cook my own meat.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna,
they convince you the experience of a cook or a waiter is what you're out for. Come pay, experience what it feels like to wait on yourself.
My God,
become your own chef.
Early?
We don't are you still on vacation? Get on here and explain it to us.
Even ramen's good. Debbie, my wife, loves ramen. But I like ramen.
I don't
like hummus. I don't understand hummus. That's just like I understand like French onion dip for your potato chips. So I understand hummus like that. But don't people eat like hummus for like main course and stuff? And
my kids love. My youngest loves hot pot. Oh my God! When they come home, it's all they want to do is they want to go get pho. Or they want to go to hot pot and all that stuff, and I don't get it. Fortunately, I don't go. I stay home.
Got to be trendy, right? Good morning, Sledge.
Yeah. I had to pay to have it. That's why I went out.
You're in Florida? Come see me, homie.
Florida for 4 days?
I'm only 13 hours north.
Yeah, I think he was there. I think they were going on a cruise.
So, yeah, I assumed he had to be in southern Florida, which the cruises typically take out of Miami. Not all of them, but most of them. Take out of Miami, which is like 13 hours straight down I-95 from here. That's a long, terrible drive right there. Going to Miami from here, just because it's just straight.
So Eman's on vacation. The week before Heroes Con, so he don't have to go to Heroes Con.
Oh yeah, I just realized. Yeah, he's not coming, but he's in the correct time zone right now. That's why he's here at the start, 7:30. Yeah. Oh, what you got, Sledge? What you got, or is it a secret? Good morning, Phil's Treehouse. Good to see you in here today, homie.
Yeah, some bacon. Yeah.
Bacon! I had my bacon already.
Port Carnival. Okay.
Madame.
Good morning. Real time sucks. Yeah.
Real time does not suck. Your monkey was up at like 6:45 crying. I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, I can't hear my TV. I'm like, what the fuck? We fix it. Then I go walk back out the room, starts crying again. I go, what's wrong? She goes, I hit my foot. I'm like, where? She's like, on my bed. I'm like, you're laying on your bed. You're in your bed.
On the mattress.
Where would you hit it on? She was just having like one of those, like my wife calls them big emotions and little body moments. It was just early, you know. The cure was to getting her a pillow, another pillow. Turned out to work just fine. Fix the problem.
My problem is the opposite. Is I have no emotion in a big body, especially this time of the morning.
Yeah, Phoenix is happy because she's on her way to Six Flags today as part of her senior trip. So that should be fun for her.
Which Six Flags is she going to?
Great Adventure, Jersey.
Jersey, okay.
Yeah. New York doesn't have a Six Flags. We either go to Massachusetts or we go to Jersey.
We go to Atlanta for Six Flags, which terrible.
And this
Six Flags is fantastic.
This is tied to the public school.
What was that?
This is tied to the public school.
No, it's not tied to it. It's independently organized.
No, this is the school trip, the senior trip. So she's in middle school. She's graduating middle school this.
You said senior. This is the 8th grade.
Yeah, I'm getting really confused here. How is this educational?
Well, it's not senior.
It's a middle school senior trip because she's a senior.
Seniors.
She's a senior in her middle school, therefore she's going to high school, so she's leaving middle school. So that counts as
what
senior.
Senior means. Senior means finishing 12th grade. Yeah, it's an 8th grade trip. I got you. There you go. I went on a few middle school trips. We went to the 4-H club at Jekyll Island, and that was fun.
At least
the seniors here, like they self-organize the trip. You know what I mean? Independent from the school, they have a senior trip, but really it's just like a clique of friends that kind of gets expanded into other cliques of friends, and they all try to go Dutch on lodging somewhere, like at the beach or something.
At least back in my day, one time we went to the amusement park for a school thing. It was on a science day where they gave you all kinds of accelerometers and other things that you had to take on the rides to take different readings while you're doing stuff so you could apply the science.
Super dangerous to everyone standing under the rides.
You know what I'm saying?
So you could apply science to the amusement park.
Meanwhile, all the kids want to do is just scream.
What's the velocity?
Yeah, so the Six Flags in Jersey is actually one of the biggest Six Flags in all of the. Cool. Yeah, no, the rides are fun though. Nitro, which is one of the older rides now, but Nitro is one of the best rides, and you got a Superman ride, a Batman. We have 2 Batman rides. There's a Dark Knight ride. It's not the water park's separate from the park, so you got Hurricane Harbor.
The DC area, like we have the Superman ride, the Batman ride, which were some of the first, like when they switched from wooden to the metal ones.
Yeah.
Like when they started putting in like the more modern metal ones that didn't jar your head, the Batman was the first one to go in there. They took an existing popular one called the Mindbender. It kind of got integrated into the Gotham area. It was already there, but they rethemed the area to Gotham, so they painted it up slightly different, and it's Riddler themed, still called the Mindbender.
Yeah.
The Superman ride is fantastic. It's so fun. It's so smooth.
We got pineapple shrimp and lemon shrimp and coconut shrimp and peppermint shrimp and pepper shrimp and shrimp soup and shrimp stew and shrimp salad and shrimp and potatoes and shrimp burgers and shrimp sandwich, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I like how they look up for each other for a second. That's about it.
So pretty much what they did in this Six Flags is that the majority, you will love it. The majority of the rides are DC rides. Like literally, almost everything's a DC ride. So like, you could get on Cyborg, you could get on Wonder Woman, you could get on Batman, Superman.
Wait. Are we talking Linda Carter?
I wish,
doesn't
but
matter. Doesn't matter which one, really.
I mean, I have my preferences, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you get on her magic lasso. That's what they call it. There's a Harley Quinn. There's a Joker. There's a Joker ride. The Harley Quinn ride is a kid's roller coaster.
Shrimp and butter shrimp and pepper shrimp and.
So yeah, it's a pretty. E-Man, if you went in '96, man, it's completely different. Yeah, the Green Lantern ride is pretty cool. That used to be the Great American Screen Machine, and then they changed it. They changed the cars.
Yeah, we have the Screen Machine. I don't know if they've changed it since I've been there. It's been like Finn was born. Monkey wasn't born yet when me and Kyle went for a day.
Yeah, a few years ago we had a season pass that we were able to go to like pretty much every Six Flags in the nation. We ended up going to like about 5 of them.
So I didn't get very far, huh?
Northeast, it was enough.
I know I did way back when I used to work for the local park here, which was Paramount Parks at the time. And I went to, as an employee, I could get into all the various parks, since I actually did go on a trip and go to several of the Paramount Parks, but which like Carowinds Park and King's Dominion
Yeah.
I feel like we're only a few sentences away from hearing the decapitation story again. So say hey to Bo. Good morning, Bo. How are you today?
I was thinking it. Sledge,
We're
there's actually a wooden coaster too.
We're not done talking about saying hello to Bo yet. Come on, hold on, Izzy. Bo, good day.
Izzy Verse, Legion of Comics and Rob's Fat Stacks. How are you, boys?
Well, good. How are you?
Now that you're here, phenomenal.
Oh, thank you very much. Which place are you talking about? I heard rides.
It's called Six Flags. It's
Six Flags.
Six Flags. Yeah. Okay.
He's talking about the New Jersey one, though. So
it's like Disney, but not lame.
Yeah,
well, except in the case of New Jersey, it's like they think it's cool, but everybody else doesn't.
Well, the Jersey one, people like the Jersey.
I think he's talking about Jersey as a whole, not
Oh
necessarily.
no! I can't stand Jersey as a whole. That's a different story.
Jersey is a whole.
Yeah, you're right about that.
When I was a young man in my 1999, year 2000, I went to the States and I got a choice to go to Disneyland or Six Flags. I'd never heard of Six Flags, and naturally I chose Disneyland. Yeah. And even though I'm really grateful that I went, ever since then, all I've heard about is how great Six Flags was.
It really depends on what you're looking for from the amusement park experience. Disneyland is theming. And it's all is the biggest thing over rides, right? They have rides and attractions, but it's all about the theming throughout and the magic that they create within individual worlds.
Disney's so big and spread out. It's like if you're going for multiple days, you go to Disney because you can spend those days doing.
But the level of
spread out.
The difference also is, the level of detail when it comes down to everything from the little shops to everything else is a different level of appreciation that you can really have for that versus Six Flags and many other amusement parks. It's more about the ride experience, and the rest of the theming and stuff that goes along with that is secondary to the ride experience. Whereas Disney is the other way around. The theming is the most important thing, and the ride experience is almost secondary to that.
The level of theming at Six Flags will be while you're in queue for the ride, while you're standing in the line. Like they'll have the walkthrough like detailed out, but from ride to ride, it just looks like any old park or anything like that kind of thing.
Even like the experience of like Universal Studios versus Disney, where the experience is more about the thrill in amusement parks. So Six Flags is just an amusement park on steroids. And the theming, there is some theming, but it's not to the same level as a Disney. Because you will get to see Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. You get to meet them and take pictures with them.
Thank God.
Yeah. Well, I know, like when I was younger, I was really into, especially when would work because I used to work in amusement parks when I was a young kid. As my first job, I didn't work fast food or anything else. I always worked in the local amusement park, and so obviously when I was young, yeah, it was all about, to me, the thrill, the rides, and the ride experience, and that was what I always wanted to go, was who had the fastest or most insane roller coaster or anything else. Nowadays that I'm old and those things beat the shit out of me and it was uncomfortable, I really appreciate going to a park like Disney or some of this stuff and walking around and experiencing all the next level things that most guests at a park don't understand or notice, especially having been behind the scenes at parks and understanding some of how a lot of the things happen and take place. Really looking out for that type of stuff, really, to me, is very enjoyable today at this day and age, but boring to the rest of my family.
I like
Universal was another great one as well.
Yeah, Universal was great. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I went to Carowinds back when Paramount owned it, Scotty.
Yeah, the Maverick, didn't they?
Oh yeah, because out here I think ours was called Top Gun.
Yeah, that might have been what it was called.
Yeah, but they had various other things. There was a lot of Star Trek stuff, like he was talking about. The Klingon uniforms weren't great. They had a lot of people dressed with Klingons and Romulans and Bajorans and Ferengi and whatnot.
You have the makeup just flying off of their skin.
Yeah, because it was
having heat strokes down here and all that makeup.
Yeah, it was Paramount owned the parks for a short time because they wanted to make it like their version of Universal, and then they never committed to it. So it ended up reverting. King's Entertainment Company purchased all those, and then later on they sold them to
Universal.
No, I'm trying to think who the company is that owns Knott's Berry Farm or owned Knott's Berry Farm.
You know way too much about theme parks.
Well, again, Mark,
that was part of the orientation.
I was not, Rob. I just observed.
First of all, while I worked there, it went through like 4 different owners, but it's literally 2 miles from my house.
You know, it's 2 miles from my house. Burger King. Couldn't tell you shit about them.
Now, the amusement park and the Niner Stadium are both next door to each other, and they're they share a parking lot, and they're both about 2 miles from my house. So, and like I said, I worked there from like 16 to 20, 21.
What'd you do? You haven't said what you did there.
I started off there doing rides. So, being a kid to push a button and hold it and make you think that somebody's somehow attentive to your kids or whatnot, or on the ride. When
the button actually didn't do anything. It's just
it starts it, and it was like on the kids' rides, it's a dead man switch essentially. If I take your hand off, it stops. But I mean, essentially, the computer does everything else. And then the rest of the then I did most of the rest of my time. I was a supervisor for the rides department, so I ran entire sections of the amusement park, having multiple teams that would report to you for that. So I thought I was a big pimp making my $7.50 an hour as a supervisor.
So what would a supervisor supervise? Like, how many buttons have you buttoned today?
No. Well, you'd have like you'd have a couple different teams that you would supervise, make sure that, first of all, that they're following the rules. You'd be walking around and making sure that they're following the rules and they're not goofing off and hanging out with their friends and not paying attention and stuff. Make sure safety's being followed, making sure stuff's being kept clean and everything for the guest experience. And then you're also responding to downtimes. So when a ride goes down, supervisors have to respond out to those things. There's various other incidents that happen throughout the amusement park, first aid incidents or other stuff we would respond to. There's stuff like that.
Making sure people have the thumbs up properly, like as they walk down the rows.
Yeah.
Izzy, what are you up to at the moment, man? Are you waiting for some weed?
I am sitting in the car, street cleaning.
That would be better.
And he's going through that. He kicked himself. There he comes. What timing? That was.
He can't do the deal on camera.
My God, that timing was insane to drop out, bro.
I know. I was like just wondering. Like,
I didn't hear your real answer though, bro. What was the? I mean, if you're getting your weed, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like.
No, so
Hooker.
we have street cleaning here. I've mentioned this thousands of times. We have street cleaning here. So you have to, well, I'm letting him know now. So I sit here in the car, wait till 10 a.m. New York time, and then leave. Because if not, they will give you a ticket.
Because they're supposed to clean the streets, and he doesn't want to move but he has to move his car. And
okay.
They don't have.
So how long do you have to stay in your car for?
Hours. So the street cleaning is from 8:30 to 10. It's obviously it's not 8:30 now over here, but I'm here. I don't want to move. If I see someone move across the street, I'll move the car to across the street and then leave.
And how often is this an occurrence? Is this once a week or every day?
4 times a week.
4 times a week, you have to stay in your car for an hour and a half.
No, I don't have to stay in my car. I just have to make sure I have the parking spot that I need for it, because it's back and forth.
He stays in his car or finds alternate parking.
Yes.
Right.
Yo, where do they expect you to move to? In all sincerity,
they don't care. They don't care. They want the tickets. They want to have the tickets.
Yeah, because who cleans their streets 4 times a week?
They don't. That's the other funny part. Have you seen the streets of New York? One of the dirtiest streets in the world.
Yeah. So what are they even cleaning? Like no one can. Can they prove that they cleaned
so
anything?
So there's this truck that comes by with brushes underneath, and it just goes through and picks up anything that's underneath it and then leaves. But it doesn't always come. But they still give you the ticket anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Curious.
4 days a week.
I prefer Marcus's first answer as opposed to his second answer.
Well, I'll tell you that his second one is sarcastic. Yeah, so there you are.
So there's my weekly talk about street cleaning.
That's right. Now you can prep for if you see a rat while you're sitting there. Bo,
there's rats over there.
Any good reads lately?
Yeah, man. It's actually funny because I've been watching a few Legions videos recently, and he's got me thinking.
That is funny.
Because I've just been reading Marvel for so long now. I'm so far behind on DC, man. And he got me kind of pumped for the absolute power coming up. So I downloaded the DC Infinite app, which I didn't realize was 6 months behind as opposed to Marvel, which is 3.
I've been reading the low tier is 6 months. If you tier up, it's 1 month.
Oh, 1 month. Okay, I might have to do that.
Yeah,
anyway,
you tier up. You tier up. You binge read, then you tier down or tier however you like to tier. I just do the annual because it saves you big, and I stay on the tier up, and it also unlocks not just the 1 month thing, but also a ton of extra content, which it's already ridiculously vast, just like the Marvel is. You'll never be like, there's nothing to read on here on either of them, you know.
I think there's heaps on the Marvel though, man. Like I've also started the Krakoa Age, so I've got 4 years of X-Men to read.
It's not worth reading.
Yeah. It's over as of this week.
Yeah, like everyone in the world will tell you, other than 3 people.
Here's what you need to know, Bo. Mutants, they come together on an island, form their own government. They live, they die. They live, they die again. They die again. They live again. Rinse and repeat.
Well, what's funny is how many times they're dying, where for the last 60 years, they're never dying.
It's because they introduced the idea of being able to resurrect themselves on Krakoa. Yeah. It makes it all pointless.
But back to your DC, because I know you love that. Tom King's Supergirl I read the other day.
Fucking good.
Oh, dude, that was just freaking phenomenal. I can't believe that was. Absolutely.
I was screaming about how good it was as it was releasing, and I'm glad that people are finding it, because that's one that book's going to stand the test of time. Is one of those books that just more and more people will finally be like, I heard good things, I'll try it, and they're like, holy shit.
Yeah. Finally got to read Rogues, which was another book that I've been wanting to read for a long time.
The DC Black Label, where they invade the Ape City.
Yeah.
That was wicked. That was Joshua Williamson doing his first R-rated take at DC.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've started reading World's Finest, That's not too bad.
Bro, you're gonna find that's like because you got to think that's a monthly title. It's not like Supergirl 12, Rogues 4. It's a monthly title, and it stands on its own because it takes place in an unspecific time era. You know, Dick Grayson is still Robin, but they don't give you a date, so they're able to really play with stories and do stuff that's not bound by continuity as long as they don't go too far. But Mark Waid is just legendary. He's a living legend writing comics. And they do self-contained events inside that book that require no tie-ins or nothing, just like summer event level stuff. You'll start hitting it real quick, but the book goes for a couple of cool runs. The fusion shit is really cool. It starts off by seeded by like the Devil Nazah stuff that started elsewhere in their own Robin stuff, but it really hits its stride in that second volume and starts really building to this whole Amazo war that goes down. It's so fucking good.
Hello, madam.
Hi. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Izzy, are you Bluetoothing this morning?
Nope. Well, yeah.
Nope.
Will you turn the volume down just a hair?
Well, I can't do that, but I can do this.
You sound like you're coming through a police radio.
Well, it probably is police radio at this point.
No, so when people talk, we can hear like the double sound, just offset, just a little bit. I don't know the Rob word for it, but y'all know what I'm saying.
Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
it is. Actually, yeah.
Is it me?
No, it is. Now it is, madam. How dare you, madam?
No, I don't.
What's that called? The gain?
Well, you got
Yep, that's called gain.
Your gain is what you adjust on your microphone that can adjust your mic levels.
To avoid clipping.
To avoid the overmodulation, correct, and which then can result in clipping.
Yeah.
And other distortion. But then also, madam sometimes has where you get the delay because the speaker is being fed back into the microphone.
Good morning to Steve White, to Tate Prime. Hello, folks.
What about yourself, Rob? What are you reading, man?
What did I just got done reading. What did I read? I just went through and read a bunch of books the other day. I can't remember what the hell they were.
that happens often.
That's called aging.
Well, it happens all the time. I read because there's a stack here. My to be read stack is at a record low. Well, not at a record low, but it is pretty small. But I was getting caught up on Batman. Now I have to get caught up on Spider-Man because I've got like issues 46 through 51 here, and I've got the new Ultimates I got to read. I
heard the Ultimates are good.
I heard it was too, and then I got my Ultimate Spider-Man 5 still from the other week. I have to read it still. But
I'm dying to read what happens in this Spider-Man 50 issue that's coming out.
Oh, I can tell you.
Well, 51 just came out, so
nothing.
Oh, really? Nothing?
Of course not.
Oh, come on, man! I was expecting something cool.
Well, there's I haven't read anything, but I mean 50.
Because no matter how old
what about issue 1 through 49 made you think, okay, now this next one's going to be
this is where it picks up?
this is where it picks up.
Yes, I mean, we finally find out.
You know what? I would say in Bo's defense, I mean, Nick Spencer started picking up a little bit around issue 50.
Hey, that's where he catches his groove.
They said in the solicits for number 50, like, this is where it happens. This is where the drama.
They say that in every issue.
Well, they were.
To be fair, every milestone comic of any book will say something along the lines of what happens will reverberate with the character for years to come, or this.
Yeah, and I've been falling for it 22 years, and I still will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
normally, go ahead, Rob.
I would say they had been teasing something about Green Goblin and with issue 50. Now I can tell from the cover art on 51, I see Sinister Six stuff going on. So
yeah, that's what I noticed.
But then again,
did anybody else notice that?
I must say that.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I must say that in its defense, though, cover art and what's actually in a comic book, have seldom ever actually gone hand in hand. So
I think unless it's cover A. Cover A is probably the only one that actually might match what. Yeah, might. match what's actually going on inside.
Yeah. What was that about Ultimate?
Everything you thought you knew will change. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This is where everything changes.
I've been thinking that Ultimate Spider-Man is okay. Like everyone's like, oh, this is so good, this is great, and it's not. I don't care how many people say that. It's not true. I think that it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not some kind of like, you got to read this. Nobody is going to tell anybody a year from now, yo, did you read Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1? Oh my God. No, it's not that.
I can see where people would be where you're saying. From a standpoint of what's gone on in the story is really a lot of nothing. It is world building, and it is setting stage, and it's doing it very slowly compared to how many other comics have done in the past. It's almost at Radiant Black speeds.
That book is trash. It's like this is like the television shows that aren't episodic. They're like we're looking for issue 12.
It's but I think where it has gotten where so many people have gotten really excited about it is the fact that folks like me who are huge Spider-Man fans who have been seeing Peter just beat and beat and beat and beat for so many years, we're so euphoric over the fact that it hasn't happened yet in this series.
That's where I was going. Like the regular stuff is such a low bar that this feels great not being
and we're so excited, and we're so excited for the potential that we're giving it greater.
Ultimate Spider-Man is the improper name for this title. It should be titled, Rob, Ultimate Who? Green Goblin, because this is like easily 5 times more Harry's book than this is Peter's book. Easily. From like following him, what's going on. The plot is based off of his stuff going on. You got an entire issue with his backstory in grave detail. You've got like, since they brought Harry in issue, what was it, issue, like he was in issue 1, but they really brought him in deep in issue 3. Like they brought him in at the end of issue 2, but it's been Harry's book, which isn't a knock against it. This book is just structured in an odd way. Like I'm not saying in a bad way. It's just very, very intriguing. I'm wondering, like this should have a massive payoff. If it doesn't have a massive payoff, this book is garbage.
Yeah, I would suspect. My guess is that this build up and everything with Harry is simply just to set it up for the eventual turn. That at some point that he turns and it becomes a bad guy.
And it's going to be with the death of Gwen Stacy. He's going to blame Spider-Man. He's also going to try to take out Wilson Fisk and the people that he blames for what that he perceives as the bad guy. He's not going to have like the hero's motive that Spider-Man does, and Spider-Man's going to have to say, "Hey, we can't go that far."
Yeah, I don't know whether or not they'll kill Gwen Stacy or not. They could have her just also be a kind of an antagonist as well, which would be just as good as killing her off. But whatever the case is, I mean, I would imagine that that'll be the eventual. We got to set up this closeness, this build up this friendship between them here, which didn't exist previously, because it's that way. There is that Green Goblin, Spider-Man, Peter versus Harry, and everything else that kind of goes on in there. So, but still, it's really almost all about the potential on it all, and so I can definitely understand where. It's not necessarily riveting reading right this second, but by comparison, yeah, you're right. It's almost great by comparison, and that doesn't mean that it's great. It just means that's how bad the other one really is.
I think people are excited for it and talking it up because nearly every Spider book is very, very similar in the way that the character is represented, whether it be Spider-Boy, Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales, where this one is different. It's got Uncle Ben, which we never thought we'd have. It's a lot more serious a tone, and yeah, your whole potential point is pretty accurate. And that's why I think people like it.
And Spider-Man, he's got Peter's got a family, and he's an older. It's not just some young kids. Now it's something that. When was the last? There's not been a ton of super characters that are relatable to the family man from that aspect, right? There are always these single guys or whatever, young guys, everything else. Now you got a middle-aged kind of, he's got a wife and kids and everything else. I mean, granted, Superman's done it. I understand.
Superman. I'm happy to see Spider-Man getting that opportunity.
Superman's done everything first. I understand that. He's the canary in our coal mine. So
it's better than the Ultimate X-Men I've read, the first 2 issues.
X-Men, no one's liking.
That's just weird as hell.
But let's do an X-Men comic without X-Men.
Yeah.
Everyone will love this. You know what people want with their X-Men comic, Bo?
Less X-Men.
No X-Men. That's what they want.
Well, that's what the X means in Ultimate X-Men. No, it's like we X the men.
I just want nothing.
It's the first accurate X-Men comic. There you go, Izzy. Nailed it.
or
Let's call a spade a spade. Marvel writing isn't very good. It really hasn't been good for a long time. That's no secret. They do need. I think they got lazy. Being in the top spot for sales, like, lends you a little bit of leeway to not have to be as good. Like, you hear people say it all the time. The quality of what's coming out of DC right now is through the roof, and has been for a long time. But that's because they have to, because they're trying to compete. They're not top dog in sales.
I also think it's corporate
if you're
meddling.
not top dog, you have to be putting out the best thing on the shelf and hope people read it and like, damn, I love that. Let me get more of that and stuff. And but Marvel just has the leg up. They always will at this point with the exposure.
But I think it's corporate meddling. I think it's been corporate meddling that's been messing up with Marvel. The fact that they always have to be like the movie.
Yeah, that was Kevin Feige that came out years ago, and people still like. I have people all the time like, if I mention that, like, oh, he has nothing to do with the comics. Yes, he absolutely does.
I will tell you that Charles Soule has done well with Star Wars this whole time.
You know who hasn't done well with Star Wars, Rob? Because you just keep feeding me segues.
It's a shame because you're right. All my favorite titles are now find to be a chore to read.
Rob keeps throwing me softballs. I just want to hit some home runs over here, but I'm being good.
Actually, Rob, I do have a question for you. Being that you were a Star Wars guy, it's a simple question. How many are there many blanks for Star Wars? I can't seem to find many.
No,
Rob shot them all.
There was a Dr. Aphra blank at one point.
I know there's a Darth Vader. There's a Star Wars proper, and a Lando.
Rare. They're very rare.
Lando.
Yeah, I know that there's a Dr. Aphra because I have a Dr. Aphra sketch cover.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're very rare.
I need Star Wars blanks.
Why, for Howard Chaykin?
No, for myself.
You get thrown out of a con trying to. Hey,
yeah,
Mr.
basically,
Chaykin,
you gotta whenever they do come up, you just basically gotta
grab it.
You gotta buy a bunch of them.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Godfather.
Hey, Brian. Yeah. With all the Star Wars books they make, they should have made blanks for them like that too. That's a weird one.
I like
in the past.
Bro, I'm on eBay right now. They're everywhere. Izzy, how is this difficult?
But are they the same book?
Shattered Empire.
Shattered Empire. There was one. That's right. Yeah.
The Force Awakens blank.
I can't find them.
Well, they're on eBay.
I want to find like covered price Star Wars blanks.
Vader down, Chewbacca.
That's the problem, is finding them at cover price.
Princess Leia. Yeah. Like, these aren't expensive. Like, these are, you can get these between $10 to $20. You know, they're not $3.99 as most blanks aren't after a while, especially on eBay.
Yeah, $5 blanks is what I like to pick up.
Number one.
Yeah,
like, they're everywhere. The Mandalorian.
Yep. So they're out there. Okay.
C-3PO has his own Star Wars annual.
He only had a one-shot book, so.
God, here's a lot of 6, but
yeah,
United Kingdom shipping on it.
Yeah, that's what I need. I wanted books before Heroes Con. So at Heroes Con, I'll probably pick some.
25 now, Robbers. Ask him 25. Star Wars Bounty Hunter had one. Yeah, they're everywhere, man.
Okay.
You just can't be a cheap ass.
I'm not trying to be a cheap ass. I want to get a blank at a good price. I don't want to pay 10. Remember, I don't want to pay 10 on top of shipping.
Well, then don't get a blank.
And I'm in New York. I could probably go to any. I could go to any store and see if they have any. But yet lately, I haven't found them.
You can't. Clearly,
I can't find them.
Worked out for you.
Nope.
And you're out of time now for Heroes. Imagine trying to ship. You try to ship something now, you're going to be like crossing your fingers and hoping it sell or
unless you ship it to the hotel.
Dynamic Forces #1 is a good blank. There you go. Mm-hmm. I want an ASM 1 at a good price too. Yeah, there you go, Phil. I don't want to pay over cover price for it either, bud. We feel you, Izzy. We feel you.
ASM. Can I get it for cover price 12 cents? Is that okay? I'll pay a little bit more. How's that? 50.
Yeah, I'll go up.
I'll go up a little bit. You know what? I'll give you a full $1 for that book.
Tom DeFalco. Jesus, Chris Claremont. I'm just looking up Heroes Con. God, you guys are lucky, man.
Yeah, we are.
That's next week, right?
Yeah, see you there. See you there, madam. Who did Jig's Kingdom end up doing that thing he said was drunk?
I think he did, but I don't know. I don't know who got it.
I don't remember how he said he was going to draw for a winner or do the giveaway or what. I don't remember. I don't really necessarily hold him to too much from that stream.
Sorry,
I think you can forgive him for the whole stream, actually.
The whole stream.
The whole thing, he's not accountable for any of it.
24 hours, 3 naps, and some liquor. Like, yeah, this man a hall pass.
Remember you messing with his Alexa?
Yeah, trying to wake him up with the baby crying.
Dan Jurgens. Oh, God.
Yeah. Howard Chaykin will be there. Dan Jurgens will be there. There's I don't do like I'm gonna go get something signed for Don Simpson that I have from my childhood that I've loved for a long time. Like I don't just go get like I want this guy's signature. They're there. I need their signature. No, if there's somebody there that's like sentimental to like for me, like Dan Jurgens, this will be the first opportunity for me to meet him. That'll be somebody I want to go meet.
Middleton,
Howard Chaykin, same thing. Don Simpson, I've seen him at Heroes, but I want to pull a book from my childhood and go get it signed that is very specific.
So you mentioned Dan Jurgens. Which book would you take? Would you take 75? I
don't know what I'm going to take.
I'd take my.
I definitely wouldn't take Superman 75. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to take something that someone doesn't sign off. And like when I went to go meet JR, like watch JR's response to the book that I show him to sign.
And you're welcome to come use one of the 8 easels we have set up for creating art here at the show for consideration for our art auctions on Saturday for our major auction at 8 p.m. at the Westin Ballroom. And the smaller auctions we'll have here on the convention floor on Sunday starting at noon.
That's a flash from the past.
So any artist that we have.
Bro forgot he even did the book.
That's great. Very cool.
Dorian.
No, Storion.
Dorian, that's how it went? Not Dorian?
It's the amalgam book.
Stalin.
Yeah. So I absolutely love amalgam stuff. So like I love it. Like that was for me at my age.
The omnibus?
What?
Are you getting the omnibus?
I kind of want to just for the cover, but that's it. I have all the stuff, and the omnibus does not collect all the stuff because don't want to even put his name out there because one of the creators has been erased from being paid for his work. They don't want him financially making money, and if they reprint it, he has to get paid for his work.
Yeah,
so they don't include his work because he's been.
Yeah, I know he's been canceled out.
No, he has not been canceled. He has been charged and found guilty on.
No, yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
Harming children. So that's not being canceled. That's being convicted of a crime. There's a difference. No. And they don't want to financially fund him. So unfortunately,
yeah, I'm gonna be here. They're going away.
He ain't. His stuff won't be in there. So it's not a completion. It's not a complete thing, anyways.
But
I love the generally artwork stuff on it.
So here's my take on that. I agree that the guy is a scumbag and all that stuff and everything that's been done. But if you want to have a complete set, you have the complete set.
Yeah.
What they need to do is they just need to hire lawyers to address stuff like that and figure out ways to get them.
Do the Alan Moore thing
off the properties.
Do the Alan Moore thing. Unname him.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do is unname him. You got to pay. You still got to pay the guy for what he's done. But
that's
name him.
They don't want to pay him. They don't want to financially help this person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't blame him for that. It's a tough situation to be in.
I don't blame him for that either. But if you want to create something that's complete,
well, they don't.
Then
it's the route they went. We'd rather not.
Mm-hmm. They went the route of not doing it. But now you have someone that says, I don't have the complete set now.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get the original comic.
Well, I have them, so I'm
same here.
I'm completely fine. So I'm probably going to.
Pretty sure they announced they're including it.
What is it, Bo?
Pretty sure they announced it's going to be everything now. Originally it wasn't, but now it is.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I haven't been watching it like a hawk, but I've been following it through this whole way of the announcements of the artwork on it and these terrible covers that they've shown. They're clearly funneling everybody to the Jim Lee covers. JRJR had a cover on there, wasn't the greatest. But if you find something that states that it's going to be in there, I'm more prone to get it. I don't necessarily want the Marvel crossover DC one, like with like the Batman, Captain America, Silver Surfer, Green Lantern. I have all those. Don't really need that. But the amalgam one has me intrigued just because I want that goddamn Jim Lee dust jacket. I'll never read it. I hate reading omnibuses. They make 0 sense. They're too damn big.
That is completely incorrect.
It's not. Trade paperbacks is the perfect size to read.
They're heavy.
Give me 6 to 8 issues in a book.
You read that builds muscles.
Nobody said in their life, I can't wait to read this book. Hold on. Let me stretch, get my essential oils out, light some candles, and lay on the ground so I can read this fucking book. That's not.
That means you're not reading enough of them then. That's why. You need to.
I have my share of omnibuses, and I've never ever stopped to actually read it. I've looked through them,
recommend
but I never
everyone
read them.
Sunglasses because Mark's feet are bright AF. They're really not. They're the most tan part of my body.
What's up, everybody? Good morning, by the way.
What's up, Bogsy?
Hey, bud.
Yeah, Alan, they get plenty of sun. Open-toed men's fashion
Doing
dress.
good, doing good. Oh, dude, I was up on Bleaks till like 2:30, and then I woke up just somehow right now, and I get the link. I'm like, okay. Thanks, Mark.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man.
Congratulations on waking up, by the way.
Thank you.
So every day, that's a victory.
Every day.
Yeah.
Who won?
Yeah.
I'm Adam.
How are you?
The rest is just icing on the cake.
Amen, brother. Thank God I don't work today. Because I've been at work at 7 a.m. the last few days, and I'm like, yes, I'm off today. Yes.
What are you going to do in your day off?
Yeah, I work at Lowe's Home Improvement, so my work days are sporadic.
What are you going to do on today, your day off, though?
Oh, nothing. Next Friday, though. Next Friday, I'll be at the Heroes Con, chilling in the lobby, and then going to the meet and greet.
Why don't you just bring a couple bucks and go into the con as well?
I don't have a ticket. Well,
I mean, you can just buy one at the gate.
I'm not sure.
When you get there, you're like, yeah,
It's best to go inside than to wait outside.
I'll probably just chill because I'm going for next year for sure because Paul and the 619 is buying my ticket. But yeah, no, I'm going to wait in the lobby, hang out, see who I see, and then chill on my phone and then walk to the beer garden with certain people.
You'll have fun.
Oh, dude, we'll have so much fun.
Izzy,
By
did
the
you see your
way,
message?
Mark, I love
Was that, madam?
This is for you, Izzy.
I can't see it. Let me see if I can. I'm going to remove this for a second.
Say no to drug deals, Izzy.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm concerned.
That didn't happen.
Should we have an intervention right now?
He's still waiting.
Well, if you look at me, it doesn't look like I take much of anything.
You don't do speed, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
Weed gives you munchies.
So, Mark, I wanted to say, by the way, loved your stream the other day with Monkey and Finn. That was awesome.
Yeah, they're regulars.
Dude, where they freaking, my part that killed me. Madam, you would have loved it. Every time Monkey came back, wanted a piece of tape. I'm like,
I told y'all.
Dude, Mark, I'm like, this could be a drinking game.
I should have timed. I wish I would have timed it. She said, I need a piece of tape. I said, how many? She said, 1. I gave her a piece of tape. She runs off, and I'd say, she'll be back in 33 seconds for.
And she did. What was
4.
it for? Did you find out?
Darn it, DraftKings.
I didn't go explore. Sometimes
Mark,
you
you
got.
wanna
You
hear
just want to
something
waste
funny?
the tape. That's it.
Mark, you know what's so funny is years ago, I went to a Panthers game with my dad, his coworker, and his son, who was like 6. And the kid, you know how kids are always curious. He goes, Mr. Vogel, or sir, how many, not me, my dad, how many pineapples are in the world? And my dad's like, good question. 300.
At least
He's like,
300, right? Yeah, that's a safe
wow.
number.
Yeah, you could say that anything to little kids, they believe it. No, I work at Lowe's, and I've been thankful they've let me teach the kids workshop classes where they hammer and nail like wooden things, and I took pictures of it. Yeah, it's been fun seeing those little kids with their parents do. I
Kids are
can't
a
wait
trip,
to have
man.
kids of
Now,
my
don't
own.
get me
one day.
wrong. I hate other people's kids, but my kids are awesome.
Dude, your kids are
It's
amazing. I
different when
love
your
Finn
kids are
and
crying or
Monkey.
acting up.
Dude, I love Finn and Monkey. They're awesome.
Yeah,
kids.
they're the best.
Oh yeah, they. Who the heck is blaring their horn? Is that you, Izzy?
That's somebody outside.
Is his weeds
Izzy,
ready?
you should be like, hey, I'm walking you.
No, I'm not doing that.
Izzy, what do you do in your car usually? Like for
Sit
an hour
and
half
talk
hour?
to you guys or listen to you guys.
Oh, really?
Not much.
And answer questions about why he's in his car.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I thought, you know what I thought? Izzy was going to be like, madam, why aren't you in your car?
I can't go anywhere.
Saying,
Well, then I have to say that to everybody else. Why aren't you in your car?
I'm in my car.
I live in
What?
New York.
Can't you
So.
see? Ooh, no, okay. I'm in my invisible car.
You see, the upper row has they're in their room with their comic books behind them. The lower row is outside somewhere.
I'll tell you what it is, Izzy. I'm not in my car because I have the driver out in the car, so I don't have to be. No.
Izzy, you don't have a driver?
I believe that, Rob. I truly believe it. I believe you have someone that's sitting in the car 24 hours a day, just waiting for you to show up and say, "Take me to the airport."
He doesn't. No, he doesn't sit there. He has to keep, with a nice microfiber cloth, rub the
turtle wax.
Yeah, do that.
Ice them in slabs.
Make sure
his name is Jeeves, right? His name is Jeeves.
No, his name is
no.
Alfred Pennyworth. He borrowed him from Batman, or bought him from Batman.
It's James.
Oh, James. Okay.
His name is James.
James to the store.
James to the bodega.
James to the comic shop. Can I get one, sir? No, absolutely not.
His
news
article
Google.
just dropped. News article just dropped. There's an animated Terminator show coming to Netflix that a lot of Terminator fans are very excited about, called Terminator Zero. They just announced that Timothy Oliphant will be doing the voice of the Terminator. Raylan Gibbons, Justified, Scream 2.
Interesting voice for a Terminator, though.
That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a little country.
Not necessarily. He's done plenty of roles that are not country.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Get down.
No, how much you
I'm here for John Connor. Is John Connor there? I'm going to kill him.
I reckon I got to terminate you.
I reckon I got to terminate you.
Or if he's protecting John and he sees the bad guy, say, John, go on now, get.
You know what's funny is, so I live in Charlotte. My brother's best friend in college was a guy from an area outside of Charlotte called Marshville, and it's literally the country. And we joke around because sometimes he goes, and my brother's like, yeah, we call that Marshville language. And he says, instead of how are you doing today, he goes, how you figure? He is so Southern. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I prefer people that sound Southern. I can understand them easier. And you have Izzy over here talking about Todd McFarlane.
Tom McFarlane.
You know what's so
I would go to
funny is
Oklahoma because of my
everyone thinks I'm from
grandparents.
Charlotte originally. I'm actually from Stamford, Connecticut, but my mom's side of the family is from Westchester, New York. My mom's side is from Long Island in the East Shore, but my mom was born in Brooklyn, but we go to Long Island almost every summer.
Gosh darn it. I'll be right back. I'll be back.
Izzy,
You hear?
I will have to meet up with you sometime. Izzy,
Howdy,
I wanna meet
ma'am.
up with
You must
in
be
New York
Sarah
sometime.
Connor. Where's your son so I could kill him, please? You
Thank
get?
you, Taylor.
Fox looks like he's waiting on someone to come feed him grapes.
Oh, T-Dub,
Terminator.
So you originally come from Stanford?
Connecticut, yes.
So you heard about McMahon, right?
No.
He got officially banned from WWE headquarters.
Sex trafficking.
Wow. What's it called?
Well,
Izzy?
he doesn't work there anymore, so
If I do,
But he's been
the
banned
next
now.
time I go to New York, I will hit you up for sure.
I'll probably be gone.
Oh, damn. But where did I go? Last time I was in New York City, months ago or years ago, I went to Midtown Comics. I walked to Midtown. I wanted to go to Bleecker Street, but it was way too far from our hotel.
John Henry.
Midtown's awesome.
Which Midtown did you go to? There's 3.
I don't know.
Actually, there's 4. Okay, you have to go upstairs.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Wait a minute, that's all of them. I forgot.
Yeah, did anybody else
remember.
watch the Sarah Connor Chronicles? It ran for 2 phenomenal seasons.
That was a great show.
And as Scotty points out, the Terminator in there had a Southern accent and became like one of the coolest protagonists once they got him to Cyberdyne and rebuilt him and plugged him into the computer that could run him in our era and became John Henry, and he was like the protector of the little girl. Like it was awesome. He was stationary and he still was protecting the little girl. I want season 3 of that so bad.
Well, at this point, they're all grown up.
Well, they were grown-ups in the show, like for the most part.
No, not the kid, not John Connor.
Yeah,
John Connor was a teenager.
You had Derek Reese, you had Linda Higley, Sarah Connor, and then Weaver, the redheaded woman that was running Cyberdyne, turned out to be a T-1000. On top of that, turned out to be there looking for John, not to kill him, but she was sent back as a guardian as well. And they all get thrown into 2045 in the final episode of season 2. Like, you remember, like the Terminators walks through the house, Derek turns a corner and just gets shot in the head, just out of left field. They killed Derek. Like, yo, what? Just like that? Like, no prep, no build up, no suspenseful music, just drop him like an extra. I'm like, oh my God.
All right.
Morning to you too, Taylor.
take it easy.
Thanks, mate.
Did you guys ever watch the show? I didn't really. Oh, see, man. Ever watch it? I need to pick it up eventually. It's way too long of seasons. Was Supernatural?
I did not.
No, I loved Sam and Dean. The cast for the 2 dudes are really funny.
I got nothing, Dean.
Refresh.
I just did. I got nothing, DJ. Try again.
Who are we waiting for? Links?
I was about to say something, but
I was answering a comment in the chat.
oh my goodness gracious, I cannot wait until
Send it again, homie.
so excited for
I
next
don't know
week.
who you send it to. Didn't come to
Mostly
me.
because of this guy right down here, and his
Look at that.
hype train has got me pumped for next week to the point where, like, I was sitting there yesterday going, like, man, maybe I should start doing my laundry and start packing. I'm like, oh, that's too far in advance for even for me, man.
No,
Dude,
dude.
Yeah, someone's getting his books ready and all that fun stuff.
Dude,
I don't
I'm
get excited for
meet
stuff. I get
every
nervous for stuff as it gets
single-
closer. I just see a to-do list that needs to be done that I haven't been able to do yet because you have to wait till certain days for things.
Well, that's why I've been recording and mapping out the shows that are going to be set up and staged so I can continue my release schedule while I'm away and stuff. So
I haven't done that yet either.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet all of you. I'm blessed to be a part of this community, like I said.
I'm going dark next week and the following Monday.
yeah, no, I keep my schedule going, but I gotta.
man.
My problem
What's up,
is
dude?
I get stuff recorded and edited in the can, but then I have to wait until because there's extra people here in the house right now.
Mhm.
When I upload it, chews up all the bandwidth and kicks them off the internet. And because of the way I have the router priority set up, so that way my computer gets all the bandwidth and they get Jack and Squat.
Classic Rob.
And when my wife is working or something, or she's up late playing video games, and my son's playing video games with them, I'm going to bed before they're done playing and shit. I'm like, God damn it, you guys I didn't have time to fucking upload shit.
Rob hates sharing.
So tomorrow morning when I get up at like 6 a.m, I'll be uploading videos and scheduling them and shit. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna miss you too, Taylor.
Oh,
Stephanie,
hey,
are
man,
you going to go to Heroes one day?
Maybe next year.
I'll be there for sure. Like I said, I'll be there for sure next year for all.
Next year we won't be. Next year we're gonna be at Planet. No.
Yeah, next year everyone else isn't going.
Now that
right?
you guys are all gonna go there, DJ, Mark, and we're all gonna go somewhere else.
I could just see you guys. Well, next
Mark
year it'll be
won't
like
go anywhere
Baltimore.
else.
Mark will be there via Zoom.
No. You know what they do, Izzy? They would blindfold one of them, and they throw a dart on a random U.S. map. Oh, let's see.
We'll all set
What
up
the heck,
iPads
Atlantic
on a
Ocean?
Segway, and we'll be there remotely, or maybe we could. Actually, by then we'll be able to.
That's a good idea.
You can get one of those humanoid robots for 16,000 right now. We're gonna be down below 10,000 by next year. We can all have robots.
You can have like the robot from Big Bang Theory. Sheldon would just put a T-shirt on and just roll all over the place.
Except there's a company now who's selling a full-blown 4-foot tall humanoid robot for about $16,000.
That's not bad.
Wow.
Is that more or less than the real life dolls, Rob?
You could get a real person for less.
Rob would know.
I don't know.
Oh, the real dolls. Oh shit.
I know corner that you could get someone for just not even half that price.
Well, we're not talking used ones, Izzy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I don't. Anyways, my point being is I don't know what possibly could go wrong, but
It turns into a Terminator.
I was wondering, I just found this button on my settings, and it says I can touch up my appearance. Have you guys seen this button? It's new.
Yeah, it just softens the.
No, clearly, it doesn't work because look at me.
Foundation.
That's amazing. I'm like, I don't have to think on the morning now.
It saves you a lot of prep time.
It smooths out all my skin for me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, it makes my skin more ridgy, probably.
Yeah, why would you want a robot? They're just going to turn against you.
I'm shaving this beard before.
And I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
What up, Jim?
Jim.
Good morning.
Hey, I was on with Jim last night on Gary B and the 1011. We meet again.
We don't
Jim.
believe you. We need proof.
I have Jim as my witness.
So that was that photo? I thought that was a mugshot at first.
Yeah, it was a mugshot. I robbed a comic shop with just
the way things are going in Hollywood, you'll be able to hire a stand-in actor for less than a robot.
That's right.
That's accurate.
That's correct.
Oh, Jim.
What is going on, Old Wolf? How's it going, homie?
What's up, Old Wolf?
Tony,
don't forget to get back to me about whether or not you can do that week we talked about for Only Slaps or not, so I can book you.
It's going to be an
pencil you in. That is. Well,
good morning, Drac.
What the
I'm
heck
looking
is
at one
a
of the
Drac?
comments here. Which company owns Terminator? I forgot.
Coralco.
It was Warner Brothers. I don't know.
Well, without I don't know if it's does somebody own Terminator or or they just have the distribution rights?
The distribution rights.
But who's the property owner? Which property? I don't even remember. Was it a WB product?
No.
Studio Canal owns the film rights.
So the film and TV rights are already existing unique Terminator properties that are owned by respective studios. Okay, what is that?
Studio Canal owns the film rights.
Jim, have you found anything cool lately?
Because that's pretty much the only property I know that doesn't have like a major studio behind it, is it?
Look,
Vivendi owns Studio Canal.
I haven't really been out. Yeah. I haven't been out, Matt. I mean, it's I have to.
Skynet controls it all.
Yeah,
I know that part
to do.
Okay, so Cameron sold it. What?
As of December 31st, 2019, Vivendi ownership is as follows. Bolloré with 27%. That's a person's name, a one person. It's a lot of French people that own this company called Vivendi, who owns Studio Canal, who owns the distribution rights.
It's pronounced Vivendi.
Like that's accurate, actually.
Annie, my boy.
Like if you want to see who owns something, you got to keep following it up the trail, and you realize it's just owned by a bunch of corporations together because they all invest in each other.
Nobody really owns it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
James Cameron clearly let the rights go at Salvation. I love that. Salvation was amazing.
He was working on
it. I don't remember Salvation. I went to see it, but I don't remember much of it.
You didn't saw that one. Over time, it's even better. Like go watch it now.
Salvation.
The one I like is 3. I like Rise of the Machines.
Rise of the Machines was great, and Ryan, new guy, was clowning on me because it's not like Terminator 2 level. Nothing is. Well, it's not. No. It's not even Salvation level, but it exists at this really enjoyable time in cinema where you had to still do practical effects and you can augment it with computer. Like you had to really get this giant crane truck and drive it through buildings, and you could just CGI the Terminator hanging on to the wrecking ball. So like it's just a great era of merged special effects.
I just like it.
We need to go back to that era.
Yeah, I like the fact that the Terminators win. Like it happened.
And the Terminators win.
It happened. It finally happened.
They didn't stop Judgment Day. They just postponed it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I liked about it.
Now Genesis was I enjoyed Genesis just for like the action, the fun callbacks. No, Dark Fate was the last one, which I thought was really good too. Like
Dark Fate was good.
Dark Fate exists in this area, like the beginning of people like using the mantra "Go woke, go broke," and they went with the all-female cast and everything, but it was still legitimately badass, and it called back to the second one. Like you had Terminator 1, 2, Dark Fate, so that was really cool, and I loved seeing the Terminator that actually killed John Connor. What happens after they complete an assignment? That was really cool. And they're learning machines, and I thought it was cool that he over time learned regret and learned human life value. It was dope.
So you're saying that the Terminators learned to better be like humans through continued interactions. The more they interacted, the more human they became.
That's how.
Wait a second. That sounds like Chat GPT to me.
That's how CPUs work. Use ahead of the curve, man. Use ahead of the curve. But James Cameron's coming back to Terminator. The next live action one will be James Cameron's third installment in the franchise. Which the cool thing about any of the Terminator stuff, Sarah Connor Chronicles is coming, anime, the comic books. It's a world where time travel is a standard. So there's no fate but what you make. You can jump in and continue from anywhere you want.
I see what you did there.
It's like Terminator 2.4.
That was pretty clever.
Is that like some type of rap?
No
fate.
That's
I think the artist name was
Sarah Connor. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of James Cameron and stuff he's made, have you guys seen that Alien trailer?
Titanic? Yeah, Titanic crashed.
Alien Romulus.
That Alien trailer looks awesome.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you gotta see it.
It looks phenomenal. I'm extremely hyped for that. Extremely hyped for that.
Right? It's like we're back to horror.
Back to what?
Back to horror.
What do horrors have to do with this?
Yeah, is that a new genre?
Yeah, it's a space genre.
Yeah.
HORRA.
I was invited to go to a horror down one time. I'm like, no thanks.
All right.
Oh man.
I don't think it's a reboot, Phil. I think it's just another spaceship.
No, it is not. It is not a reboot, from what I understand. It takes place between Alien 1 and 2.
Yep.
Alien and Aliens.
Yep.
It looked amazing. All right, I'm going to kick everyone backstage for a minute. We'll bring you back up in a second.
Oh shit! Not me. Take it away, Rob. No, it's Rob's turn. Look at how handsome he is. Look at that guy. Look at
So
that
y'all know
spine.
we've got Comics Curing Cancer going to be at Heroes
Here,
Con.
I'll pretend I'm Tyler.
We're so close to getting to Heroes Con. We're less than a week away. In less than a week's time, the three of us will be in Charlotte. We will have our booth set up. Just to go through the backstory here, in case it's new information for y'all. We are the ones that organize the Comics Curing Cancer event. It's an official campaign for the American Cancer Society. You can find us on the American Cancer Society's website. If you want to support the battle against cancer and you find out about it through us, make sure to go through our landing page on the website so that the American Cancer Society knows where you came from. You can follow us at Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram to keep up with any updates and everything. And you can see the QR code there, but there's also a link in our bio that takes you to everything we have going on. And this year, for the first time ever, the three of us will be together, set up at Heroes Con. It's booth number 1769. Heyo. And that's next weekend, June 14th through 16th. In order for us to surpass our goal from last year, which was a shocking 50,000, this year we decided we're going to have to find ways to do stuff to spread the word, because the only way that this is successful, the only way this works at all, is with the entire community being a part of it, which they have been from the jump. So we have to increase the size of that community every year by people sharing it out, which is the number one thing, people supporting through donations, supporting through participating by buying stuff. Everything goes straight to the American Cancer Society. We are hands off with this. That's why when you go to donate, you're doing it on the American Cancer Society's website. So we decided to start doing things. We've announced this, a couple things along the way already. We have the Austin LeMay art print. We have the Brand Flakes art print. We have the art book, which will be something brand new. This will be sold exclusively at the Heroes Con booth. 20, is it 20? 22?
Sure.
We got 20 some odd artists, some professionals, some community members that have all come together like butt cheeks to create the first ever Comics Curing Cancer art book featuring stellar art, all focused on this amazing event. That'll be available for sale at the booth for $20. If any remain after the event, which we hope they don't and don't expect them to, we'll put them up on the website where you can go and pick them up there. Last week, we announced that we have the second ever Comics Curing Cancer exclusive, which is a shared exclusive with Big Time Collectibles. Hedgehog issue number 69, beautiful black and white cover by Miko Suayon. This is exclusively printed to 500 copies. Big Time Collectibles covered the cost of everything. 100% of the pennies made off this book go directly to Comics Curing Cancer.
100% of the proceeds of the copies sold by Comics Curing Cancer group.
Yes, if you buy it from Big Time Collectibles, that's going to Big Time Collectibles. They allocated half of the print run to us. So if you buy it through us, it goes there. Now, if you want to pick this book up and you cannot make it to Heroes Con, we have allocated some to the website already. We're following the Big Time Collectibles method on that. Not everybody can make it, and we know we can't get everything out there, but we can definitely put that up there. So you can go to the website right now and pick one of those up, and we hope and do not expect those to make it through the con either. We don't want to come back with anything.
Yeah.
And we have some more announcements, new ones for today, which I'm going to hand over to DJ Links.
Rob, you want to do it, or should I just?
No, Rob is going to do it because it makes him feel awkward, and that's what me and DJ are here for.
No. This is all on DJ. He's got all the stuff ready to go.
I've got the buttons ready to push. Rob, go ahead.
I am. This is DJ's. Hey, look, I'll just say this.
All right, D Madness, go for it.
Because this has just been for everyone who this three-headed monster we have here. Everybody's got their things. This stuff, this portion of everything, the con experiences and getting these books going. These are these guys, especially DJ. He's done a ton of heavy lifting. Mark's helped a lot of stuff, driving stuff with BTC as well. This has been the them show. The Rob show comes like receiving your shit for the donations and stuff later on into shipping and stuff and everything else. So DJ, this has been I'm pumped for all you've put together for this.
Well, thank you, sir. And it is a team effort. Don't sell yourself short. We meet, every couple of weeks and stuff like that. So I consider it truly a team effort, and we're in this together. Go team.
But for today, so you're doing a little bit more of the heavy lifting.
Okay. But for today's announcement, we're proud to announce that we're going to have some guests at the booth throughout the 3 days at Heroes Con. And the first guest is a good friend of mine, legendary airbrush artist, and that is Martin Zavala. So Martin Zavala, fantastic dude. He'll be at the booth on Sunday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. So big shout out to Martin Zavala. He'll be doing an airbrush demo. So you'll see him doing an original piece of art at the booth that will go to auction for C3 during C3 weekend, which Phil asked about the dates, and it's the first weekend in October. I think it's the 4th through 6th. So big shout out to Martin Zavala. Great, great guy. Next up, we have my guy, friend of the channel, friend of C3, Mr. Matt Wilson, who did the Unnatural Order cover there. He did my Dead End #1 cover and some other great, great covers. He'll be at the booth as well on Sunday from 2 to 3. So make sure you stop by. He'll be signing the Unnatural Order as he promised last year in perpetuity for free. So come and get it if you have it. And then I think signatures that he does sign at the booth would be a minimum donation that goes to C3. So big shout out to Matt Wilson. Now, of course, we cannot do this without Austin LeMay, the Comics Curing Cancer art book #1 cover artist. Good friend, fantastic cat. He will be signing at the booth all 3 days from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, with a suggested minimum donation for signatures. So signatures ain't free, y'all. Everything will go to Comics Curing Cancer. There'll be a jar on the table, and he'll sign whatever you have, and then that stuff will go to Comics Curing Cancer. And then last but certainly not least, good friend, contributing artist to the Comics Curing Cancer art book, Chad Schutel. He will be appearing. Shotel?
Yeah, Chad Shotel. This is at his Instagram, Shotel Arts.
He's looking at you like you just mispronounced his last name.
You know what's funny? Because I've been saying Shotel because of Shotel Arts, but for some reason I was just like, right now, I don't know. I said Schutel.
Shotel.
I call him Shootle, Chad Shootle.
Big shout out to Chad. He'll be appearing at the booth Friday and Saturday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then that's the artist announcements. Do you got the other one queued up?
I have everything you sent me.
Iggy.
I have everything you sent me.
The final, I guess, item that will be for purchase, or the final item that we're unveiling that will be for purchase at Heroes Con, is this fantastic art print. And saying fantastic is even selling it short. Shout out to my cat above my shoulder, being my angel right there. This is an art print of a homage to All-Star Superman by our very own Ignacio de Meglio. This is a 17 by 11 art print, limited to 25 prints. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It is amazing in person. Big, big shout out to Ignacio for the donation. Mark has one right there. So it's limited to 24.
Limited to 24, homies. and don't think I got this for free. We don't keep any of this stuff for free. We put our money in the till too, but absolutely beautiful. It came out so well. The quality on these prints, the Austin one, the Iggy one, as well as, and especially the Brand Flake one, being that one's kind of like not your standard style of art either. Like the quality on these things is unbelievable. And I can't stress enough, there are very limited number of Brand Flake ones left that will be at the show, as well as how many of the Austin LeMay cover prints?
So there'll be 4 Brand Flakes that I just pulled off the website. So I'm taking those. So I'll have 4 of those Brand Flakes art prints. We'll have 4 of those Brand Flakes art prints at the booth. Only 4, and those will be $25. I'm jacking the price because I have to take them to Heroes Con. And the Austin print. We'll also be doing raffles during
this is the fun part.
Yeah.
Now, if you were at Heroes last year, you know how fun some of this can be. So if you come by the booth, all you got to do is take a picture with us, post it to your social media, and show us while you're at the booth, and we will put your name and your contact info down in a jar, and we will be raffling prizes off for completely free. Just a simple picture and post. And you got to obviously tag us or name us in the post. We're only present on IG, so you can still post to Facebook or to X or Thread, wherever you want to post, but you're going to have to show us there at the booth.
Yeah, and we'll have 7 of the Austin LeMay art prints. So we have 3 that were purchased by Spidey's Powder Tumblers to donate to the giveaway. And then when I was doing my cleanup and prep, I found 4 of the original artist proofs. 2 of them have minor damage, and then 2 of them are the original proofs that we had to change because I didn't like the paper quality and got the final version.
Which will damage ahead of time so that it's all consistent.
Yeah. So there'll be 7 in total, and it's free.
Rob's like, what?
Yeah. So that's
and
it,
then
man.
last but not least, speaking of Spidey's Powdered Tumbler, who donated those prints, he has also donated 4 custom comics curing cancer tumblers. Is it 4?
Nah, it's not 4.
It's 7 comics curing cancer. Is it 7?
It's very low. It's a little bit more than 7.
Super limited numbers. So obviously the first handful of people that come into the con and go straight to the booth are pretty much going to be the only ones with an opportunity to get one of those. And these are not like print to order items. He made these for the event. So be one of the exclusives. Who knows what you might find in one of those cups.
And you just reminded me, there will be one tumbler that'll be part of the raffles as well. It's not the same exact thing as the ones that are for sale. It's a little bit different. It's all white with the Comics Curing Cancer logo, and that one will be given away as part of the raffle.
Incredible.
So that's it. That's the final announcement. At this point, it's just getting there.
It's just getting there. I'll be driving down on Wednesday.
Yeah, and then Matt Wilson will be there, like we said earlier. So if you had your unnatural orders, bring him by, and he'll sign them for free.
Durr says, "I'm glad I can go into the con on Thursday, knocking all of this out first if I'm able to. Everything will be on sale Friday morning."
He won't be able to get inside on Thursday. He's just able to get the ticket.
Hi, Lady F.
Hey, Vox. How are you doing, buddy?
Did I hear you correctly, DJ? You driving down there?
I am driving. And no, you cannot drive with me, sir.
Oh, I got a flight, man.
Good.
I will also be performing in front of the booth, doing spins, flips, the occasional roundhouse kick, but mostly spinning around, moving all around the space, flailing. It will be a big draw.
Will you be wearing those shoes that have little wheels on them and like kind of wheeling around like your
Keelys?
Yeah.
You're gonna be doing the worm.
Izzy, Durs told you y'all can go in and shop with your press passes on Thursday.
I think this is the first time he has a press pass. He doesn't know exactly how they work.
He does not, but it's exciting. He might be right. He read the email once, kind of read it. He was on a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'll teach you a little bit how press passes work.
Durs, I was just joking. Whatever you want, Saturday, Wednesday, whatever. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Just make the line at 10 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah, Thursday. Thursday is the load-in. Thursday is the load-in day for all the vendors, Durs. So I don't know how much they want. They want you going in there.
I'm going to do a
shopper on top of people trying to set up.
I think I'm just going to do a white shadow and just walk in.
There you go, baby.
I'm hoping to get one of the books.
I taught my mom that trick at Monkey's ballet recital because after the recital, this was our first one, right? Because she's young, but there's kids all the way up to adults that it was a big thing for the whole area. And as soon as it's over, all the moms rushed out to go queue in line to go like for the kids that are in the back to start like showing their wristbands and picking up their kid. And we're walking out and Kyle's like in a hurry. I'm like, chill, we're all going to get our kids. And she's like, yeah, I know, but I'm excited. And we get there in the line super long. I'm like, what is this? She's like, it's a line to get Monkey. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Mom, come with me. And we just meander talking. She has no clue what I'm doing. And we're just walking up the line. And I go all the way up to the door to the back.
All the way
and I'm just like standing right next to the line, just talking to my mom, never once looking at the line. And then when it opens, we just merge.
Monkey, come here.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go.
15 minutes later, Kyle makes it up the line.
I'm hoping I can get one of the books.
All right.
That's funny.
I am going to be at the meet and greet. I did contact someone to get me a book. I will buy it.
You just put on a Comics Curing Cancer t-shirt and walk right in, right?
There you go.
What time is
Hey,
the
if it comes in time, I'm getting nervous.
Tyler has said his tattoo's not gonna be done by then.
What?
It's not.
You full of it, Tyler.
I don't think
I'm okay with it. I've made my peace with it.
What the heck?
That is
I asked if he was gonna do the worm in front of the booth.
I think he could have gotten, personally, I think he could have gotten like one of those. What is it?
Here's the C3 I think that Tyler needs to get.
Henna tattoos or whatever?
Yeah, the henna tattoo.
Look at, I just entered the C3 tattoo that Tyler has to get.
C = 3?
C3, because it looks like a dick.
Yeah.
The little bitty head.
Hey, lady F, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I woke up.
That's what we should have done. Is actually we should have made up a bunch of temporary tattoos and get your own Tyler tattoo.
Yeah, I mean,
you could make it. It could be done.
No, not in that amount of time, Izzy.
No,
sticker mule.
Not.
Today is Friday.
You're cutting it short, but yeah.
No. It doesn't. They're not going to turn it around, production, and ship it out to you and get it in your hands that fast.
You don't know the right people.
All right, I gotta hop off. I have a meeting. My meeting starts at 9 and goes to 1, so I have a 4-hour meeting with a break in between.
Wow, that's a long.
Yeah, that was my Tuesday. I did that on Tuesday. Good luck.
You're really in trouble.
Godspeed.
No, this one is.
Nice knowing you, DJ.
Good luck, DJ. I hope HR is gentle on you.
Good meeting you officially.
This is a one-of-a-kind comics curing cancer hat. I wear the hat. I walk into, I just say, I'm a comics curing cancer. I got to go. They'll be like, oh, yeah. Nobody, it's like, nobody cares.
Yeah, those people are just paid like lampposts.
I'll catch you guys. Peace out.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, paid.
All right. Well, everything that has possibly could happen, I got. I seem to misjudge the color of the light, so I have to pay that. It is not. It was not
real quick. The C3, nothing is at BTC. It's on our website.
Yeah.
The art book isn't available
is sold exclusively at Comics Curing Cancer's booth. If we have any leftovers, we'll put them on our website. Everything will be on our website.
Yeah, and by ours we mean djlinks.bigcartel.com.
Big Cartel.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Which you can get straight to all that from the link tree in our IG post.
And I got that.
What you nerd out.
I don't think there's going to be anything on the Comics Curing Cancer website right now because it's been pulled for the con.
I've never gotten jury duty yet.
Except the Sonic book.
Really?
The Sonic book. Yeah, Rob beat me to it.
Has everybody
jury duty?
Has anybody else?
I was pregnant. I was really
I
pregnant and I got excused.
Did you count as one juror or two jurors?
I was obviously pregnant.
They dismissed her but kept the fetus.
and they're like, okay, you can go.
Your opinion don't count. The fetus is male.
That's right.
He says guilty. No, I'm just kidding.
Guilty.
I speak for the fetus.
I speak for the fetus.
I have a lot of bills. All these things popped up all of a sudden, and I forgot that my damn license is getting ready to. I got to get that renewed. So
driver's license.
Your driver's license. Yeah.
Are you gonna have your kid like take you for driver's lessons before you go to renew it?
No.
Like how the tables have turned.
Yeah, I know, right?
So Jim, if by time Heroes Con happens, you don't have a driver's license, Rob has a driver that might be able to help you.
Yeah, he can pick you up.
Named Alfred.
James is a great guy. I hear he drives Rob's all over the place, and since Rob's going to be on the table, he probably is going to, turtle waxing in time, for the time.
Yeah, I really don't want to do this jury duty
me
thing.
up at the Charlotte.
I've never been called for jury duty.
When's jury duty for you?
Lady Fantastic, you're just due. You're waiting
Let's
for
go.
a big monster case for you. It's huge.
It's one of those things like
life-changing.
I've always wanted to serve, but I don't want to be something short, just because I want the experience.
Have you ever done it? You've never gotten to do it either?
I've gotten called, and I went down to the courthouse, but then they settled it before we got went through the selection process. My wife, she did sit on a murder trial for.
I did too.
It was for about a week and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
but
I did two of them.
The big ones where they have to sequester them for like months.
Yeah, I don't want that. That cost me too much. That would cost me too much money.
Yeah.
But, whereas my wife, it's okay because she works for the city. They pay her regular wage while she's on jury duty because they have to try to encourage proper citizenship. And it's hard for the city to say, "Oh no, we're going to penalize you for serving on a jury."
Brian said,
"Yeah, grand juries.
Grand jury's serious. Wow. That's where they like,
I
hey,
don't know.
here's all the facts, so we can indict, but you can't tell anybody yet.
I just don't want to do any of it other than I want the license. I want to go up to the
Grand
camera
Ole
and go
Opry?
with some bullshit.
I've served that duty, bro. I love
Grand Ole Opry.
I like it.
But I'm not the only one, right?
Grand Ole Opry's awesome, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Robin Williams there.
Who did I see? Oh, Reba. I saw Reba at Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, Reba, good stuff.
There was a trade show. Yeah, we were doing there was a trade show I was at the Opry Resort next door.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like for all the vendors and everything.
Opryland Hotel?
They had set up, the Opryland Hotel, which is amazing in its own right.
It's a banger.
And then there was, but they had a special private concert at the Opry with Reba for all the vendors and stuff that were there. It was crazy.
All right, I'll tell you guys something interesting. When I went to sad kid camp, so I got so depressed I had to go to like residential like treatment because I was just wanted to die. One of the guys there was a federal lawyer. Like he worked for the FBI, and he worked on the case that pursued the guy that shot Gabby Giffords in the head in Arizona. He like pursued that case. Like he was depressed, just like me.
What is going on, Coco?
Yeah, I was in the same room with Jeffrey Dahmer. I can say that.
Good thing you're a female.
You sat on with Jeffrey Dahmer?
I was in mock trial at the same time as getting trial.
I heard he had quite an appetite.
My dad in middle school band was in a band in school with the lead singer.
Really? In middle school? He was in a band with school?
Sorry, I'm tired. I'm still waking up. He was in a middle school band with the lead singer of Soul Asylum.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So what's your dad's excuse?
He wasn't very good.
For not becoming a rock star.
My dad should have been a rock star.
Rock star! They only had really 2 songs.
Yeah. Well, they're one-hit wonders. That's
2 hits. 2 hits.
1 hit.
2.
What's their second one?
Need somebody to shove. I want somebody to shove. That's the other one.
Derivative.
That was a hit over here.
Runaway Train's amazing.
Yeah, Runaway Train's the big one.
Band geeks, baby. Who else was in? Who all was in band on the panel? Whether middle school or high school?
No.
In middle school, I played the trombone.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I played the baritone and the trumpet. I can't anymore. I tried a while back, but like you don't realize how much like actual control it takes to play because you do it so often when you're actually in it. But yeah, you definitely lose that.
1 year I took up an instrument. I wanted to play the saxophone. My dad said, "Oh, that's got too many keys. Why don't you play something simple like the trumpet?" So I took up the trumpet. That's harder. I said, "Dad, you're an idiot. What do you think? You got to make the same number of notes, but with 3 keys versus having a whole shit ton of keys." I mean, that was insane. So all I ever did was basically play the trumpet like a bugle and then quit.
I learned how to play the harp.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say the kazoo. Like play something simple, the kazoo.
You could be the triangle in the march band.
Dude, I
didn't do any of that. Brother John did all that.
Triangle.
Brother John played the triangle?
No, Brother John did the
no, Phil, the stand-up basses.
Trumpet and baritone as well. But he was in a marching band in high school. Our high school had a massive marching band. It was back then. It was huge.
Really?
Actually,
Yeah, they went everywhere.
You know, it's even actually when you do stand-up bass, they don't make you lug that back and forth to school. They usually have one at school for you to use. But the bass clarinet, that's actually surprisingly huge, and it's kind of tough to carry around.
The oboe.
Yeah, I was
because I know my son played the clarinet and was thinking about switching to bass clarinet, but yeah,
I want to play the triangle.
I played the electric triangle.
How about the wooden sticks?
The electric triangle.
Wooden sticks.
The electric boogaloo.
That's like what is that saxophone that's like just the one with the sound effects buttons? Like,
oh yeah, Jack Black.
Yeah, it has a name that Jack Black. Oh God, he looks the readings like
I played Guitar Hero, you know.
Yeah, it's like a Guitar Hero saxophone. Yeah,
dude, when Jack Black played that was really
it's like
funny.
a jazzophone or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was in middle school. I played trombone.
What I really want to know is who here played the keytar. Come on.
The keytar?
Yeah.
You know what was cooler than
nothing's
the
more
keytar,
80s than the keytar, baby.
Sitar.
I played it. I had it for Rock Band. I used to have a Rock Band set. That's probably the closest thing I've had to it.
Because I mean,
I didn't play a single damn thing.
I didn't either.
Because it really was anything more 80s than a keytar.
No.
Synthesizer.
That's peak. It has to be.
Yeah, right up there, right?
Right with the piano next time.
Really, when you think about it, is there really much difference between too much of a step from the keytar from the accordion?
Style, that's all.
Wait.
I sang in the chorus. That's what I did.
There you go. All the chicks love the keytar. That's right.
The accordion is like, let's put piano keys on a bagpipe. That is basically
on a set of bellows.
Yep.
The bagpipe's even worse. That's a different.
The keytar player was the guy that got not sloppy seconds or thirds. He got like sloppy fours.
Yes.
Or sloppy fives.
He's laughing all the way to the bank like the DeLorean guy. No, I'm just kidding. He got embroiled in like a cocaine cartel kind of thing, I think. The guy that created the DeLorean.
You did? My friend's got DeLorean.
Yeah, there's a strange criminal history, I think, around the DeLorean. China guy from Serendipity.
His name is Biff?
I've never seen Serendipity.
While we're on the topic of not talking, who else watched the Venom 3 trailer this week? It's solely responsible for the Fantastic Four reboot thumbnail that we got today. I watched that trailer and I thought to myself, I know a better movie to put on the thumbnail.
Madam Web?
What'd you think, Izzy, of the Venom 3 trailer since you watched it?
So when I saw the first one, I just said, this is not Venom, and then I accepted it. So I'm all in. I love it. I don't care. It's not Venom from the comics, but I love it anyway. So I'm all in.
I haven't watched it. Is it that bad?
No, it's funny.
Yes.
That's it. It's just a comedy.
Hey, Kyle.
Oh my gosh.
We
have a movie star.
Notice I didn't pressure you. I was going to let you rest, my man. I appreciate you hopping on. Kyle's here. Kyle's tired. Be nice to Kyle.
Kyle, I have a serious question for you.
Yay.
Kyle, did you get a Kingdom and did you get a free trip to Heroes Con?
Oh no, I didn't talk to him about that.
Yeah, we were wondering if he actually remembered it after the stream. We were talking about it earlier. We all decided none of us are holding him to anything he said on that stream.
Yeah, he kept repeating himself about like 30 times that night, so I'm chalking it up as overstimulation.
Overcaffeinated.
Reading Venom as a kid was definitely comedic at times. I don't know about that. Buddy.
Not in the same respect.
No.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, he was. I don't know about that, buddy.
He definitely sent out the prints to everybody, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, I got one.
We are Venom. We are Venom. We are Venom.
And what's sad about that scene in the trailer is, they wanted to force that into the trailer just like that scene was for, so that at the end of the movie they can say it in unison and give the final blow to Toxin. Is it?
Yeah, but they did it already in the first movie.
Yeah.
They made it work in the first movie, so how it doesn't work in the third movie now?
Bad writing, bro. It's just bad writing.
And there's already continuity issues with the movie in comparison to all the all the stuff that's happened in the MCU and the Spider-Man movies. There's already continuity issues.
Not really. They popped over to the MCU and popped back over to the regular universe they're in.
Yeah, but it's off. There's some weird
Venom
stuff.
guy. Nick, what'd you think of the Venom 3 trailer?
I cannot wait to not see that movie.
Aww.
I mean, just when you think that the party mode is ridiculous, they put him in the desert with a horse.
I love the horse though.
Did you see him? Did you see Venom doing like ballroom dancing in the trailer as well? We had him in a rave. We had him in a rave in the last one, which the big problem with that is that would have been his kryptonite. You can't put him in a room with speakers and all that. That literally would destroy the symbiote.
Yeah. All that stuff, yeah. They're at the point that they just don't care.
Well,
let Tom Hardy do what Tom Hardy wants to do. That's where that with the movie.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. Is like I gave up on it being Venom a long time ago, and I
thought the horse thing was cool until like it showed him riding it, like flailing and falling off of it. Like the idea of them like needing to get somewhere and using the symbiote to get there faster is like, how fast can you make this go without killing it? Like that's a legit question that you would ask.
And
he should have been on it, like riding it, like in fierce, looking badass. But no, they make a joke out of it.
So they hired everybody from Ted Lasso to be in Venom.
If they did, it would have been good.
We get a Keely Danny reunite.
Yeah, I like Keely. And Baron Mordo is this guy.
Yeah, Alien Romulan trailer looked phenomenal.
Oh yeah, the Alien is.
I said it already. It looks like a masterpiece. That's waiting to be experienced.
That's a top. Today is Bad Boys. I forgot about that movie.
So did Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Is the only thing
I think Will Smith is busy doing some other things.
Pretty much, Phil. Pretty much. I think they're tapped like they're. It's almost like, like you read like one little story arc of Venom and think you get the character, and then you just do all your stuff based on that.
Yeah, and they got this guy Kirk Connors in the van. I don't know what that's about.
Hey, can I show you guys something cool that I got with Comic Vet in mind?
Sure.
My LCS had this.
Jenny Prison?
My LCS had this Captain Canuck number 3.
Ooh.
Signed by the creator, which is like Rick Cumley or Richard Cumley or something, and the vice president
Cumley?
of Cumley Comics. Yeah. Dude.
What a name.
Yeah.
AKA Richard.
AKA
secondary job.
That was
to comics.
I thought that was Kyle's alter ego.
I gotta get this. I have got to get this to.
Is that like a Simpsons name or something that Bart calls the bar for?
That's that's a
Lady,
legendary
what did you
name.
say? You're gonna send it to Chris the Comic.
I've got to get it to him. Volume 1, number 3,
That's
published
awesome.
by Cumley Comics. Ron Leishman.
Cumley.
Yeah, wait,
He was signed by Ron Leishman
I would say Cumley,
and this guy Richard D. Cumley.
Hey, can I ask her a question real quick?
You said B. Cumley?
D.
Can
Cumley.
I ask you a
Richard
question
Cumley.
real quick? Is Cumley related to Chumley from Pawn Stars?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not.
no.
Captain
His
Canuck,
name
number
is
3.
Dick. You said Richard D. Cumley?
Yeah.
Wonder what the D stands for.
Dan, I don't know.
No, it's Dick Cumley.
Yeah. I saw that.
At my middle school
What else
potty
are you
brain
showing?
was
Big or big?
stimulated way too much right there.
Love
That's a photo of the guy?
This?
That's a photo of him? Or that's Rick?
That's Don Rickles.
Oh, that's Don Rickles. I didn't see it.
Yeah, Jack Kirby did a Don Rickles.
John Rickles in a comic book cover.
I know, isn't it amazing? I love John Rickles. He's funny.
That's the king of the comedy roasts right there.
Dude, he's great.
I can't see what you guys are showing.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Ditko.
Yeah, I got a Ditko art book.
That's sweet.
I've been flipping through it. It's pretty cool.
So Dick Ryder made the Hall of Fame, Durs?
Who?
So what's I'm not familiar with Captain Canuck. What's Captain Canuck?
Captain Canuck.
Canadian Captain America light.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Canadian. He's Captain America from Canada.
Yeah, 75 is when this came out.
Okay, cool.
Signed by the
Black
creators.
Canaries?
So I gotta get this to him. Like, this is...
That's dope. Man, what a name. I would literally pronounce it though Comely if I saw it. But it's Comely,
It could be
I
like
guess.
Comely or something.
It's pronounced
Yeah,
dirt.
Comely.
Don't try to church it up, boy. Joe Dierte. It's pronounced dirt.
I'm reading Alan's comment.
We had a Harry Pitts in high school.
Harry Pitts?
Yeah, it was tough.
That's awesome.
It was tough to be a Harry Pitts.
It's not awesome when like kids are so relentless.
Kids are assholes.
Then you become that kid that kills them all at the end. That's
Yeah. It's like the boy named Sue. That kind of metaphor.
I guess I get to still be an asshole then if kids are assholes.
The kids are assholes. I mean, but, you
I
know,
don't think that's the case today. Back in the
As long as
70s
you-
and 80s, maybe.
Rob,
Today,
as long as you say that you're
the kid-
cosplaying as a kid.
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. Like now.
bullying?
Thanks.
Speaking of cosplay, do you guys know who Black Canary is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a very popular character that everyone knows?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fishnet.
Surprisingly, she's not black.
You don't wear fishnets in comic books and not become popular.
It's
Right.
a very objective.
She's like one of the first ones that did it.
As a
Fight
cosplay
crime
for
in
me, and I
fishnets
looked her
and
up.
heels. Yeah.
And
Shocker.
I looked at her outfit and I was like, "Yep, I can probably go in."
No,
my
he's
closet
not. He's a
about
different
that."
guy. He's in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he wears
and
fishnets.
Madam, it's not much. I mean, you're not showing a lot of skin on those.
First
Yeah,
appearance.
that ain't no
ASM9.
Vampirella.
Unless
Yeah,
they
but if you get the right costume, it's you got a little some.
Personally,
What does that mean? Is
you know, you give
Look, this is her first Silver Age appearance, and all they show you are the fishnet legs.
fishnets, yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Can you
That
show
more-
it on a
gotta
bigger
get-
screen?
I
Sorry,
can't.
I'm
proper
I can't.
dude.
Mark just happens to have right there handy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's,
I keep it next to my Kleenexes.
I think my favorite fishnet
And
character
lotion.
is Zatanna.
It's because he weeps so much after he
Lotion.
prays to God.
Lotion. I spit on it. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Good morning, Nick.
Jesus.
Yeah, we need him.
Morning, guys.
Alright.
Do you know who needs Jesus? The Star Wars franchise, because that's the only person who can save it now. I'm not getting into it, but I'm just taking cheap shots all day long.
I have not seen the Acolyte yet.
I
was just shaking his head.
I don't know what to say about it.
Don't bait us.
Yeah.
There's
No, y'all can bait me all you want. I'm going to call out the segues and all the opportunities I'll have to rant, but I'm not going to rant.
I defer to
Mark
Rob.
saying that is like the equivalent of trying to start a fire and just like going like this, and then just leaving it alone.
let's leave it alone.
One little stroke of the.
But just out of curiosity, other than Rob, who has watched the first 2 episodes of the new show?
Me.
What show?
There's a new Star Wars show on the Disney.
The Poopalorian? What's it called?
It's called The Acolyte.
The what?
The Acolyte. It's set 100 years before the final scene of Revenge of the Sith.
The Ico Note like.
I'm just giving you the time era,
Yeah, I mean, was it was it even good at all?
Parts of it.
What interested you about it? The Crapolite?
The kung fu fight scenes, because when I think Star Wars, I'm like, I want to go there and watch some kung fu fighting.
That just shows that you're not aware of Terakasi fighting, which is the basis which a lot of Force fighting is based off of, which is.
No, tell me more, Rob. I've never watched Star Wars, so yeah.
Well, the Star Wars movies don't talk about Terakasi.
What? Oh, okay. So go figure. The Star Wars movies that all of this stems from doesn't get into whatever.
Except that this doesn't stem from that.
There's
this
a
predates
Jedi
all the whole
There was a
point.
video game from the mid 90s.
I love
it has Trinity.
Try to make sense of it. It's fun.
Is Trinity's in this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Trinity
the
and
actress.
Carrie
The actress
Ann
who
Moss
played
is
Trinity.
there for the opening scene, and
I
maybe
like
some
Carrie Ann Moss.
flashbacks
She's
later.
cool.
Yeah, they hire her just to kill her, have some little kid kill her.
Hey, no spoilers.
They came out days ago. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
But I was busy watching Frank Miller.
I don't care. You're in a better place. I
For more
promise
spoilers, tune in.
Yes,
Sunday
it was a better place.
when
I can tell you
Mark
that much.
takes it to At Week's End. His spoiler-filled rant on Star
You can
Wars.
see that on Sundays.
Because I'm a sucker. I bought this thing.
We have always talked Star Wars shows on Friday mornings because they come out earlier in the week. We have always done that. Now, it did make me sad.
But I said for more
fight
spoilers,
scenes,
though.
yeah, the fight scene was well choreographed, but like there's a lot of stuff that like talk about in comics and shows when something like takes you out of it because it like just stands out. Like, yo, why was that decision made? Like that kind of
verisimilitude.
What is it called?
Verisimilitude, like the believability inside the word.
Yeah, so you watched it, Kyle. The opening scene, like for the second line of the show, I'm like, the fuck? Fight me with all your might. Like, what'd you just say? But then, if you noticed, Trinity doesn't fight her. She keeps walking up to the girl, throwing knives, trying to kill her, keeps walking up to her, not conversating, not fighting at all, just blocking all the way to her death. Never once tried to subdue her, restrain her, fight her, anything. So I'm like, yo, this is terrible. That scene was terrible. Terrible. And that's what they built the basis of the show.
Very Aikido.
So
very Steven Seagal.
I mean,
no, not Steven Seagal's version of Aikido.
No.
But true Aikido, there's no offensive moves.
So the question is,
true Aikido is just samurai form of martial arts made specifically for if you're on a battlefield and you lose your sword. It's made just to defend yourself against someone attacking you with a sword. So it wasn't even Aikido because the girl's throwing knives at her the whole time.
Why did she do that? She recognized her right away and said, "Oh, it's you." Like she knew who that person was, and she chose not to fight her. And also, is this the whole? If I did fight her, does this lead me down the path of the dark side? So these are the questions that have to be asked.
But it doesn't.
You're just going over there and going, "That sucked because she didn't fight back."
No, let me ask you this, Jim. If a random bounty hunter comes up to you just shooting at you, you're like, "Oh, I'm a Jedi. I have to let him shoot me, or I just have to dodge it. I'm not allowed to protect my life." That's crazy. That's never been a Star Wars thing. They drop one stupid line of dialogue. Oh, a Jedi doesn't pull their lightsaber unless they're prepared to kill. Not a thing either. Like, even if it is a thing in the context of the fight, makes perfect sense to pull out your weapon to not die. It was lazy,
she did pull it out.
writing. Lazy, bad writing, 100%.
Kind of like,
whoa! I thought this was Star Wars.
I'll go along with you. That whole fight me with all your might. I thought that was ridiculous. But the big thing is the questions I always want to ask is why? Why did she do this?
The more you guys talk about this, the more I want to see this.
You're asking a question.
It just has some
You're
stuff
asking
in it
a
that's kind of
question,
like,
Jim, that the writers never asked themselves during the process of making the show. Why is this character?
You think because
you are lighting a fucking
again.
fire.
So there's a couple things here that we got to talk about. First of all,
right, I'll chill
I'm
out.
sick and tired of people.
You were upset, Mark?
This is something that is indicative of Marvel and Disney Star Wars. Disney Marvel, Disney Star Wars with their TV shows is they make something which is really a short movie. They chop it up into little pieces and they serve it beat by piece, and then everybody consumes it as an episode and seems to go like, "Oh, I've read chapter 1 of an entire novel. This whole thing is trash because I haven't read the rest of the story yet. I don't know how everything plays out."
That's what I did with To Kill a Mockingbird.
They're very well be for all you know. some of these things that you're saying that they have no idea about, it may play out as we go. That's
I'm not even a Star
thing.
Wars guy, and
But we have to also.
Rob, but, in all sincerity, you're saying that like people are too dumb to watch a show. We've watched shows for years, shows that have been structured like
No,
this.
I'm not saying that people are too dumb. I'm saying that Disney's way that they're doing this is what's dumb. And especially in today's media cycle,
it's not just the Disney thing though. Other companies, Fallout just came out. Like HBO puts all their programs out like this, and they're not episodic. It takes a whole season to get the story. Star Trek, Discovery, like everyone does shows like this now. Why is it that just the Marvel and Star Wars ones are like this, where they don't work like this, and they need to be consumed as one entity versus episodically? They're releasing episodically, and they're failing to make it work episodically. Like, why is that when other companies do it all the fucking time?
Maybe they should just.
There's a difference so if you take Star Trek, right? The Discovery, for example, which they have an overreaching arc, but they have individual episodes that are so. There's so when you're
I use Discovery specifically because Strange New Worlds is very episodic with an arc, but Discovery was done like that most recently.
So the current season, even right?
Yeah,
or season 5 just ended. So there's an there's a story that goes throughout, but each episode is still a unique little episode, even that ties into the overreaching arc.
Yeah,
Star Wars isn't the way that this is being done. Isn't being presented in that fashion. Really, it's not a unique individual episode within the story. It's just a chapter of the story, and that is a problematic from a pacing standpoint when you deliver it this way, and it's problematic in today's media cycle where everybody is going to instantly rush to give this thing an evaluation and pass judgment on it, when in reality, unfortunately, it's not. The way that they're presenting it isn't done for an episodic release. It should be a dump instead. The way that they package it is meant for a dump of all the chapters all at once, so that way people can just binge it and get the whole story at once and judge it on the whole story. But they don't. Instead, they're delivering it one at a time, which is problematic for the way that their story is being presented. That is 100% on Disney.
Problematic though. I'll tell you what else. This had $180 million budget, and this is what an old Jedi looked like in the show. That's an old Jedi. Now, I'm assuming they wanted to age him up and put a fake beard on him because they're going to use him for flashbacks, and they wanted a younger actor. That's an old Jedi who's been meditating for 16 years just to self-terminate. Because I guess 16 years isn't long enough to meditate. The show's fucking horrible. Wait till y'all see it. Once you see this in the show, you're gonna be like, yo, is that serious?
That's not legit.
That is the exact picture from the show.
It's not.
You're so full of crap, Rob. You ain't gonna convince him. He's so full of crap with it.
That's Finn with a dirty face.
That's how bad the fake. That's how bad the old man fake beard was on that guy.
Oh my goodness, it's too much.
It was so bad. It was so bad. You know what else was bad? The opening scene when the actual first Jedi Knight shows up to visit the mech tech. The Trade Federation wasn't going to tell them they had mech techs because they're not allowed to use humans, because the mech techs all of a sudden are more efficient than astro droids. They're introducing that concept into the live action universe. And he was like, oh, we don't have mech techs. So he puts out his hand and force touches the guy. But then the person over here immediately answers, like, what was the point of that interaction starting to happen? Then for this one to respond, like, did you notice that? That made no sense. Then
there's a lot of some things that are being laid out here and being seeded that are overarching larger pieces of the High Republic era that are being seeded in that showing that. So that
let's go everybody to the website.
this is it's starting to show some of the stuff of how easy, for example, that the Jedi invade people's minds and they're doing this. Their control over the Force really is essentially the opposite coin of the Sith, and they're trying to show this whole thing that as we move into an era where the Sith eventually are going to rise and become what the story that we know today. They're really showing that these are two sides of the same coin. Both of them have their extremes. Both of them do things and think that they're absolutely right and have absolute control over things. The Jedi are false in their are not are flawed in their own way, and this is showing them at their height, and it's going to show a lot of these flaws and the arrogance that they have in themselves, and that their way is the absolute way and the path of righteousness, and that everybody else is wrong, and they control and regulate who gets to use the Force and who doesn't get to use the Force, and the way that they utilize it is very different than what we've seen today, and it's really supposed to start to show and seed these concepts of how they are a failed structure in their own right as well, which is where we get
that entire Force touch. He reached for this person who was affected, and the person over in the corner is like, oh, she's over there. So yeah, he's definitely flawed. Like that was like he aimed over here and shot over here somehow. We got Fire in Space though. Fire in Space was cool. Y'all like that?
Yeah, that was. I was wondering what oxygen it was.
Like it's so easy to take something and try to find all this meaning in it, this and that, but it doesn't.
It's also very easy to dig through and pick out stupid things.
This is all so surface level observations I have made. None of this is cutting into the core of anything. This is all absolute surface level.
The story.
That word that Kyle said, where you're watching something, like I was watching like at midnight too. I'm like all my guards are down. I'm laying in bed.
Suspension of disbelief.
I turned on and I'm like, wait, what? Well, when it takes you out of it, Kyle just said the word. There's a word for something that removes you from the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
And that happens so many times watching this, and then you start seeing like the press circuit stuff come out, and you're like, okay, I get it. These people are not checked in when they're making this, and it's not me rambling.
Yeah, Mark, you just need to have more fun.
If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be watching it. I still have my fun, but I'm still going to call out
your fun.
The ridiculousness of it.
I can confirm that his guard is down.
Did you enjoy Rings of Power, and did you watch all of Rings of Power?
Me?
Yeah.
No, it hurt.
You had your fun and watched it all.
I had my fun in analyzing, and I really wanted it to be good, but it hurt me. I was
so that's it hurt at the end. Star Wars. I'm going to consume it. I want the story. I want to know, like, because all this stuff is canon. I want the canon, but it doesn't mean I'm happy with the way that they executed it. I don't have
at
to.
The end, I
if
felt
they can
like
do better, I'm going to say this is a platform I'm on. If they can do better, I'm going to say it on my platform.
I wanted it to be better. But at the end, I felt like they took me for granted as a viewer. I'm like, what do you think?
As a fan, they didn't give a shit about you. As a viewer, they took you for granted. And that's what's
didn't give a shit about the material. They didn't give a shit about their original material.
Again,
that's
see, and I would say almost.
But I'm talking about Rings of Power.
I would say that this almost pays great homage to the original material. It had bad writing. It had. I mean, this is the thing. It's like people somehow seem to think like Star Wars was like this great. No, the movies. The original 6 movies, the writing in it is mediocre at best and damn awful at times. There's great leaps of faith that occur at certain points of the movie that just don't make sense until you fill in the blanks with deleted scenes or other things that make sense. This has been a staple of Star Wars forever. So why the flippity flap is all of a sudden we expect some like great finished piece that isn't consistent with the rest of what's been delivered from Star Wars?
Oh, that's an easy answer because it's not the 1970s or 80s, and they're also putting $180 million into something. So you expect it to improve with the times and everything else instead of regress. I would argue you're 100% right, Rob, and 90% of the stuff we get isn't even up to that standard, which you just mentioned. Because it has all that stuff, but it's missing the magic.
Just watched Phantom Menace again, I'll tell you what.
Oh man, the CG does not hold up,
and neither does the dialogue.
Some of it is corny. I will tell you, I love the character of Soul. I'm getting major Qui-Gon Jinn vibes from him. Soul is super dope.
Me too.
Kyle's hitting his hand. Kyle, weigh in. You watched it.
There's so much to unpack. There was
Give
so
me
much.
the floor.
There was so much said in the past 10 minutes, though.
No, don't ignore what we said. Just weigh in from your. What did you think? How was your experience?
How do I not address the things that were said, though? Literally, there was like the ultimate Star Wars slap in the face that you just like glossed over, and now it's just
Which one, Rob?
Gavin.
Talking about Rob?
No. Where you just like bashed it, and I was happy that I was in the other room. I was like, all right, good. I wasn't on screen when that was said.
What did I say that was the ultimate one? Because I'm sure I can do better.
Give me another shot.
I'm very uncomfortable right now. I want to humor Augusta Book Exchange and give him an actually, Star Wars and the lore of the lightsaber was actually thrown off during the Acolyte, and now I have to go reread the novel to figure out exactly what the. I don't want to spoil anything either.
I'll spoil it. Talk about the Jedi Knight with the yellow ray saber. That's the only lightsaber we've had thrown off in the first 2 episodes.
The lore and the origin of lightsabers got thrown
the color basis of them with the kyber crystals. And stuff.
And basically
I'm just
what you have
waiting
to
for a
do with
yellow
them.
lightsaber.
There
is a yellow.
Yellow was like correct me if I'm wrong, it was like the guards of something.
Consulars and guardians.
Yeah, because I remember Asajj Ventress had a yellow lightsaber at one point. But it's because
Luke has one in between.
Okay.
In between the saber that he's got that's running around in the comics right now, before he builds the green one, is yellow. And
so the other point that I thought was very on brand was the alienation of like audiences that enjoyed the written content, and that's kind of where we come from anyways, and that's been very prevalent.
Are you talking about the EU stuff?
I'm talking about like specifically Star Wars novels versus like Star Wars like
when
the
you
movies.
say Star Wars
Does that come up for you, Kyle? We can read it.
About like
yes, we can see this.
Yes. What am I supposed to read here?
I was putting up. You were asking about the meaning of one of them, so I went and fetched you that.
Yeah, I mean the purple one is the funniest.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's because you just wanted it. Go ahead, Rob.
Star Wars it's going to be a lightning rod for a long time, as any of these things are. As a fan, I'm willing to I will admit that I will look past certain things because of my fandom for it, and I just enjoy the lore, and I'm willing to. And I, at this point, having watched it since I watched Star Wars: A New Hope on the freaking goddamn drive-in theater with a metal box hanging from the window of the car, I will sit there and say that, look, I look past a lot of things in the interest of the overall lore, and each piece adds to something else. Unfortunately, a lot of times consumed individually, they're not great on themselves, but in the overarching story, they become better than they become additive and better than as the whole becomes better for it, even if the individual piece isn't necessarily always the best. And I get it that's not how all fandom. Everybody's going to be within the fandom, and that's what's great about anything like sports, like movies, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, whatever. You're going to have people who are in for certain things and aren't in for certain things, and at the end of the day, hey, enjoy what you want, and so be it.
Okay. I don't know, man. I agree. The other thing that I wanted to bring up was with the episodic statements that were made.
Versus serial.
It shouldn't be episodic. It should just be like, here it is.
Yeah, it should just release a mini movie.
Like Andor could have been released like 3 episodes at a time.
They should reduce. Well, forget that even. They should just released it as like a movie, and adjusted the pacing accordingly. Because that's some of the problem on these things too. They stretch certain things out, and then end up glossing over other things when they really if you were making it as a movie, the way it would be edited and paced would be completely different, and could be, not saying it would be, but could be significantly better.
But to be fair, that issue lies solely in the quality of the people making it. They can look at their product and watch their own product and know, okay, this needs to be cut back. We need to expand on this. The people who are making, and it isn't just Disney, but the people who make lackluster shows for any fandom or anything, they don't like, the talent is talent for a reason, and it comes in different levels. Some people will be better than others, and some people will be better on different properties than others. And a lot of the stuff with Disney, especially in the past 4 years, falls short because they stopped reaching for the top tier talent because it's costly. You know, as much as they're putting out, we can't expect them to be able to do like those top tier creatives for everything. But these people, like, the talent drop really does show, and it's those little things like that that really lose a lot of people.
Fair, or you lose the familiarity with it, and your expectations are basically shattered because this brand was this, and now it's this, and you're like, oh shit! Like, you didn't tell me. Like, you still branded it as Star Wars, but this isn't the same Star Wars that I remember.
There's lots of different stories to be told within the universe.
Well, it's not about telling the story; it's about the way it's being told. You can tell any story you want. It's that magic. Like, and there's really no better word for it. Because to Kyle's point, people will consume something not limited to Star Wars and say, "This doesn't feel like the franchise. This doesn't feel like it. You said it's this, but it doesn't seem like this."
My statement is managed expectations, basically. Like,
you can't manage expectations these days because of what the expectations are now.
Expectations should be very low.
So you're dealing with a TV series. It's a TV series. Content.
We do want better content, but the fact of the past 5 or 6 years has proven to us that it's not going to be there unless it's a flash in the pan type stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think we should lower our expectations. We should just gripe when they don't meet our expectations.
Right. Go in with zero expectations. If you're pleasantly surprised with something, then great.
Go back and watch the original content.
Right. It's not just Star Wars. It's
to the original
movies, film, music.
I mean, come on.
Anything in media always has its ups and downs. It really does.
I don't want to be like that absentee consumer. I want to
But nobody's talked about the ending to both these episodes, which were fire, absolute fire. Both episodes ended on a 10 out of 10.
Didn't see it.
No, they didn't end on a 10 out of 10 because that's not how this stuff works. Not even for you, Durs. They both had great stingers, my dude. They did,
and that's 10 out of 10. A Sith at the end and a Wookiee at the end.
10 out of 10. What? Finish that sentence. A 10 out of 10.
I'm excited. What? I'm a little kid, bro. If I was the dude, I was the dude in the movie theater going when all the Chewbaccas were.
I'm asking you though, like what? The whole episode is now
whole episode. I told you, whole episode was like 6 or 7.
Well, tell everyone else what you mean when you say. But did you see the end? It's now a 10 out of 10. Like, what does that mean?
The ending for excitement level, they were great on their hook.
Ended on high hooks. Got it.
On their hooks.
Just like Rogue One. Got it.
And I love that because I talked about it. I talked about it on I forget which issue or what story it was, but comics especially. One thing, an issue 1 or something that builds something should get you excited for everything else in the universe, excited for other characters, excited for other things. And that's what's great about, like Ghost Machine or the Energon universe or stuff like that. They get you excited for other characters you might not know.
Yeah, but if what's supposed to come out of that excitement doesn't pan out, what good is it?
You're right, but we don't know because there's only 2 episodes.
I will say,
go ahead, Rob.
The Star Wars fandom, in its own right, which is varied in its own nature, is and has been since the end of Return of the Jedi. The most critical of its own, and it wants to eat itself constantly, and that's fine, and it will continue to be. But they continue to come back and consume it, so they can bitch about it, which I love. But the one thing I will say about I feel like I can say this because I am a goddamn deep-rooted Star Wars fan. For those of you who are bitching and continue to bitch about the EU not being canon, fucking move on. Stop it! I'm so tired of hearing people bitch and complain.
Too much, and
all the time I hear it still. in rooms.
No, but the good thing about what Filoni's doing, he's taking aspects of that EU and he's making it canon.
Because the EU when they made it less canon, what they said was this is now Legends. They said it's not that it didn't happen.
It's just that
these are stories that are being told throughout the universe, and they may, like any story that's told and retold, it's maybe based in fact and everything else, but may have changed and deviated from what was originally there. So they're able to borrow and take from the EU and bring those things in, and they can make it the same or they can change it slightly and everything else, and that's great and that makes sense.
So it becomes a fairy tale story.
But Star Wars is the Star Wars universe. When you listen to Lucas, yes, the original stories were the story of redemption of Anakin Skywalker, essentially. But he has always envisioned branching out and going in other places within the galaxy and telling completely different types of stories just within this shared universe. That it doesn't have to be that everybody knows the same 5 people within Star Wars.
Dude, I'm most excited about getting other stuff personally. I'd rather I think it would have been awesome if they would have just canonized the EU and just made those stories, but there's nothing wrong in my mind.
Are you talking about Energon universe?
Completely new stuff. That doesn't.
I'm like, are we talking like world? I mean,
I never really complain about this isn't extended universe canon. It's when they mess up what is established kind of bugs me. Doesn't lose me, but it just means they have work to do to make it make sense, kind of thing.
So,
but to Dersman's point, real quick, the ending. I think Sith are always interesting. One thing that kind of made me nervous is the opening of the show said, 100 years before the rise of the Empire, which means this is 50 years before
100 years.
1?
100
years before episode 1. The rise of the Empire is the final scene in episode 3.
1870.
That's not 50 years though. Between
if you look at the chronology of it, Anakin died at close to 50 years old, despite how he looked in the movie.
The rise of the Empires.
The rise of the Empire, we watch it happen in episode 3 when democracy falls with thunderous applause. We watch it happen.
Even if you want to say if you want to say that that's your date, it's still not 50 years between.
I'm not hardlining it.
3.
It's approximately Anakin died at. Just look up how old Anakin was when he died. Me and Becker did this the other day.
When he became Darth Vader, you mean?
No, when he quote unquote
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, when he became Darth Vader.
By then the Empire
when I say when Anakin died is when But anyways, it hasn't been that long, in all things considered. We didn't go that far back. It's pretty close to all that stuff. But it made me a little nervous when it's the whole premise of this is there's people training to be secret Siths all through the galaxy, and now the Jedi are aware of that per this show. So that means all the events of the prequels, they deserve what happened to them. They knew there's a bunch of Sith being trained out there, and in the prequels, they're shocked to find out. So that bothers me a little bit, depending on how it plays out. But still, Sith are always really exciting. I love the shot. I love the whole master thing, and I was real excited to see what they're going to do with the Sith in this, because we kind of had a false tease in Ahsoka, but it still played out very well. And then I started seeing the pictures of the Sith Lord in this, and I have no fear. I actually have a photo of it.
Did he have horns? Did he have horns? Was
Here
that
we
the
go.
one that noticed that?
Here's what the Sith will look like in this show, the Master Sith.
I watched that end scene.
Is that Jim Carrey in The Mask?
This show. That's what
I'm just saying. I watched
that.
that end scene in slow motion multiple times, and he 100% looks like he has horns.
These are your Jedi. These are your Sith.
All right.
I like the Sith. I think that's the best Sith I ever seen.
As much as I would love to stay and argue Star Wars nuances with you, I must head out.
Hey, before you go, Lady Fantastic, do you know the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Next time. So awesome. Take care. Be safe.
Next time on Dragon Ball.
Star Trek's better. Bye.
Robin Morris, you guys are talking about canon so much. How do you guys feel about the video game canon being 100% all through the Star Wars lore? How do you feel that hanging on the back end? Because we're getting Star Wars Outlaws here in a couple months, which is if you know it, like Skyrim or like Elder Scrolls or just like Fallout. Fallout's a good open world Skyrim or Fallout or Star Wars game. So I think we're going to have a lot of characters being in that game that are going to be from the past or the future or have heavily focused in the shows or movies in the future.
Okay.
Before I say that, Marco, one thing I wanted to say, you talk about how the Phantom Menace era versus this or these Jedi, these Sith being trained and how they're not. One thing to note, one thing to be noted is that in this they made a very distinct point that they were compartmentalizing the knowledge of the Sith being trained, and they'd said that they didn't want that getting out across the Grand Order because
the nepotism actress who's Leslie Headland's wife, painted green, who couldn't act her way out of a paper sack, instead of Yoda, who's alive and running the council at this time.
This actually is a character who has been established within the High Republic universe already in the novels.
Yeah, I know that they fed her an important character for her to just bad act through. That was another thing. I'm like, this super still, but they did want to keep it a secret. That was a good hubris moment. I'll give it that. Like, I'm like, this is a bad idea.
How many hours of this did you watch, Mark?
I just watched through it once. I have a really that's the thing. I've watched movies and shows for too much of my life that I just see too much of it as I watch it. Like all this stuff stands out to me. All this stuff sinks in.
So like when simple shows like Peacemaker comes out, he's like, "Oh, this is refreshing."
Bro, it was amazing. That show was refreshing. That was a very self-aware show.
I'm not even saying that sarcastic though, because like we were bringing up something related to Star Wars. We're like, "Oh, this isn't 1970s," but like Peacemaker was presented like it was the 80s, basically. Right. And it was like but it went in with that expectation. It supported it with music, and it didn't pull any punches. It's like, this
massively
is what we are.
Self-aware too.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it was a garbage TV show, but it didn't masquerade as something else.
Whoa!
You'll have nobody agree with you on that fairy tale.
That was fire. I love
Peacemaker was amazing.
But why? Give me a reason. Sorry, no, never mind. I did that.
The cheesiness. They dipped into the cheesiness at full throttle, Kyle, and that's you got to respect that. And
I'm not a DC guy, so I didn't know he was like that edginess. I only knew him from the Suicide Squad movies. So just seeing him in there and being like, oh, this character is like one of my standout favorite characters. Now I'm getting more, and then. Dude, I could just watch hours of him just hanging out with Eagly, bro.
Okay.
If you saw the Suicide Squad movie where they premiered the character, right? So watching how the entire series was based off of the regrettable decision he had to make in that film, and it was all about him getting to and getting over and through that, finding his own agency. He had no agency due to the way he was raised, which they showed us in the show, and finding who he was. And they gave you the two ends of the spectrum in a very smart, metaphoric way that wasn't like politically on the nose, but we had the far right represented and the far left represented, and him torn between the two of the importance of it, and gave the middle finger to both of them at the end and took everybody out.
And you had the dad.
The show was ridiculously well done as an action comedy. It makes no sense. It was that good. But I know I clowned on it real quick. 1 second. I know I clowned on this being the Sith mask. Here's the actual Sith mask.
Okay, see, I couldn't really see, but there's the horns I saw, because it's so blacked out, but I watched it in like slow-mo like 3 times, and I was like, there's something spiky on that dude's head.
He's got teeth. He's got
bad
teeth.
Motorcycle.
It's a bad motorcycle.
Isn't that one of those things from
Tell me how these pictures are different.
So,
but that's this guy from the mask.
I like that 100 times more than Kylo Ren's mask.
I will say that the difference, Mark, is that the image that you're showing, your mock-up one, has far greater visibility.
Yeah,
I dig that Sith helmet.
The Sith helmet looks dope. How does he see what's coming at him? He's got to see through the Force because he's got blinders.
Yeah. What if he's blind?
Y'all, real quick, I do want to make sure none of y'all really play into what I say too much. I'm just having a good fun with it. None of this is that important. Rob's the only one that Rob and Nick are the only ones I trust.
Mark, we should. Me and you should just casually get on.
Rob and Nick are doing the same thing right now. They're literally both.
Yeah, because they know better. Nick's just waiting for the next offhanded comment.
But you see how you reacted to my comment of saying that Peacemaker is a piece of garbage media?
I didn't.
You,
Everyone
like,
else
defended.
did.
No, but you see how you defended around it. Like you stood up for something that you like. You explained why you
Literally
liked
stood
it.
up.
Well, I actually
And
gave it context in the show. I didn't just make shit up and
it's
reach
not.
for the stars to
It
make it make
doesn't.
sense. I gave you the actual plot from the show.
Yeah, at least you put
I'm
time
not.
to watch the show. That's
I'm
what I
not.
like.
I'm not digging that deep into it. I'm just saying that when you bash a certain thing, there will be a certain defense of it, of people who actually like it. That's the only point that I'm
Yeah,
trying to
but
make.
I'll tell you, like the people that defend stuff blindly make just as much sense as the people that hate stuff blindly. You don't make any sense at all, like any sense at all. Like it's fun. It's fine to say I like it. I don't know why I like it. I enjoyed it, and that's enough for me. Perfect. But to actually try to defend something that's good or to explain something that's bad, like it just if you gotta have a reason, you know what I mean? You can't just
but this is discourse on media.
I will
Sorry,
enjoy.
I just want to
I like
reiterate
Rob's
again.
perspective. He's like, this is my bar, my original experience, and everything. It seems to work out from that.
Yeah, I periodically go back and watch the originals, remind myself that of the level of writing and everything else, and set my expectations. I just love to enjoy the lore expansion and how and to take these different pieces of puzzles and that are presented in different timelines and then having to assemble them together to get the whole picture. And that's what these really are. They're little pieces of a puzzle that gives you a greater insight into what the whole image is. And that's some people are going to be into that, and some people do not want that.
I use people like aggressively relaxing for my like measuring stick. He loves everything, literally loves everything.
And then
but the thing is, he has the information too. So like talking about the nepotism casting in Acolyte, that lady was a green lady in Acolyte, is a character from the book. She was a punk rocker, but now 100 years later is a politician.
Well, she was
so
like
interesting.
She was like the youngest Jedi to become a Jedi Knight and then become.
Oh my God!
So she was like,
what does it mean to be a Jedi Knight, Rob?
Well, you pass your trials. You've
guys gotta go.
Get knighted by a saber and have the.
Yeah,
have
she's
the
gone through her training as a Padawan and had basically been deemed and passed her trial stuff to become a Jedi Knight, operate independently, and take on Padawans of her own and everything else.
But they don't just hand that title out freely.
No.
Then why is the Jedi Knight in the first 2 episodes of the Acolyte getting clowned on by the Padawan every time he opens his mouth, even when he doesn't have a shirt on? Like they're using a Jedi Knight.
Ahsoka was clowning on Anakin almost always.
I just want to reiterate.
Anakin wasn't being an idiot. Ahsoka was just legit. Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
I think
Mark's comments are not meant to incite an argument, and he's just going to be sprinkling these in when possible.
Did you hear the shirtless one that he just sprinkled in?
Like Salt Bay of Star Wars.
I'm good at this, man. I'm good at this.
My point, what I was about to say before I log off here on all this, is. Now I'm fucking forgetting my point. God damn it.
My job's been done.
He won the argument. Don't let him win the war, Rob.
If
Don't
we're
let him
getting
win.
shirtless Jedi Knights, I want cleavage Jedis also. I want to see some.
We got naked Wookiees.
I don't know what triplets
Come on, we
are.
got
Like,
naked
we need
Wookiees, bro.
triplets.
We got naked Wookiees. That's good.
Naked Wookiees.
Please find it, Rob.
Because he thought Anakin blew up the Death Star. Of course, she's got to set him straight.
What a stupid comment.
That he said numerous times. Over
Yeah, dude. Like, what was that?
Also, in the interviews, did y'all hear they made canon, which they didn't, but the person who created the Acolyte, who's responsible for the show, believes that it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh. Or are you talking
Dude,
about R2-D2
if
or
your
C-3PO?
your reaction is what a normal person does. But what I'm saying is not a joke. It is not a joke.
That's putting way too much thought into any of this crap, but
no, it lets you know where the thought
thinking.
is in this crap. I didn't say this. I'm telling you,
I saw something about that sound bit, and I haven't read the whole article or whatever. But
it's not an article; it's worse. It's an actual interview in real life.
So I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say simple. The one thing I have been critical of all the Star Wars media, and I will continue to be. I will say, is that its reliance on making. If you really want to know the depth of everything that's going on, its reliance on making its fan base do homework, of having to go read this and do this to make this make sense. Everything else, that is problematic. And long term, if they don't shore that piece up of stop having to make, they got to make more things. And they're trying. I've heard elements that they're trying to do on this, but I haven't seen it yet. I still see things that are better or make more sense if you understand these other EU not EU, because EU refers to the old stuff, but the other elements, the books, the comics, and all these things. Without that information, sometimes some of this just misses, and that is problematic in expecting a fan base or whatever, or even just somebody who wants to watch a show to have to know or consume all this media to know what's going on in order to make sense of it. That becomes problematic. And that's been Star Wars has been guilty of that once we got past the original 3 movies.
Yeah,
that's a good
I
point.
think as long as they have the ability to stand on their own without it being a hindrance is fine. It should always be one of those things. The more you know, the more you can get out of it. But you should be able to consume a show or a movie independently. Yeah, that's how comic stuff has always been. You know what I mean? You can watch a comic movie our whole lifetime, and the more you know about the comics, more potential you have to pick up on stuff or have fun or understand that in Batman and Robin with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the doctor that made Poison Ivy, that's Swamp Thing's arch nemesis, Jason Woodrue.
I need to bug her out.
Knowing that, if you otherwise a mad
Rob, have a great day, brother.
I will potentially be back. Who knows if you guys are still on? But
bye, Rob. All right, let's table Star Wars so Rob gets back. I'm just kidding.
That's how I feel, Mark, with my girlfriend, because she has.
Well, you want to table her?
Yeah, that too, of course. But she has no fandoms or no really. I don't know, but we could figure it out, Kyle. But she's got like no. I wouldn't say she doesn't have any fandom. She just doesn't know a lot of these things or like these characters. So like going into it, I have to, and it's not a bad thing. Just have to explain or like pause the movie and be like, hey, this, and this. For example, we're watching all the original X-Men movies because she's really hyped about Deadpool and Wolverine. But I told her there's going to be a lot of characters in this movie that she's not going to probably recognize. So now we're watching all the Fox X-Men movies in chronological order. She digs them. She really digs them. First class is her favorite so far, for sure.
It's the best one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
you're doing the Lord's work is what you're saying. You're doing that good Christian thing. Getting that knowledge to them.
Yeah, we just watched. What was it? Is it Last Stand? The reset. Is that the timeline reset?
It's not a reset. Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah, X-Men: The Last Stand was just the third one in the trilogy. It was the final one before the reset occurs.
She hated that one.
But X-Men First Class is bar none the best.
Oh yeah,
film out of all of them, and it's because Matthew Vaughn brought it with that.
Can I ask then also? Did you read X-Men 141 and 142?
Who, me?
I can't recall what he
No. I my X-Men fandom is literally the original X-Men 97 cartoon, the X-Men movies, and now the current X-Men 97 show has revitalized basically to the point where I am getting X-Men books signed by Claremont at Heroes Con. And that's something I wouldn't even think of last year, because last year, if I see X-Men books in a bin, I'm not even looking in that bin.
I wouldn't think of it because it takes too long standing in a line.
It's whatever. But I want to get I want to get X-Men 200.
No pictures.
With the Magneto. I want to get books that connect to the cartoon for me, because like X-Men
I got an awesome Alan Claw Magneto book right here for sale, dude.
Why did you ask that, Nick?
All the people. It's got everybody in their 97 outfit.
Yeah, I'm taking X-Men 97 to get signed by the voice actors.
I'll sell you this one, dude. Give me $5 at Heroes.
No, he's not in the costume.
Give me $4 for this one.
He's not in the cartoon costume.
For $3.50.
No, man, he's got
$3.25. There's.
Nah, dude.
$3 flat.
He's got to be in the M costume. He's got to be in the M costume,
no,
bro.
you guys are just.
You really don't want that one, Durs. I'm telling you, that costume was just a flash in the pan.
I have it. Well, that's from the cartoon. It's relevant. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
It was for a couple episodes. This is the relevant one.
Yeah, you're right.
What did I miss?
I'm talking about.
We're trying to sell them the book.
No, I heard that. I'm trying to figure.
They're trying to sell me a book. I'm talking about my new fandom for X-Men. That's all.
Got it. Okay, I'm lost by Nick and Mark. So
no, they're trying to peddle their wares on them.
If you like Days of Future Past, read X-Men 141 and 142, the original storyline which it was based upon.
I need to pick up some omnis or some trades or something like that and read some of the older stuff for sure.
Digger, wait for me to get famous, and then I'll be like,
you are famous, buddy. You were on the television, on Instagram. I love that. I thought that was great,
dude.
I don't know who did that.
Came on,
but that was
every time it comes on the radio, me and my girl in the car, every time.
Never heard that.
What's going on,
song
Jack
already.
B? How's it going?
Hi, Jackie.
Is Dirty saying he's getting X-Men books signed as he has never read?
Dude, I have half a short box of books signed I've never read or even planned on reading, dude. I just get them signed.
They're just visual and physical representations of a fandom.
Yeah. I have one book coming from John that he wants somebody to sign.
It's like getting a poster signed, you know what I mean? Like you get a poster signed, you can't read that shit either.
Starman 11 young poster, the big Marvels to get signed.
Jim, the end of the video that you just referenced, we've touched on 3 of the topics that I put in the video already.
What video?
Hilarious. What?
The one you put up yesterday?
Yeah, just a stupid video.
I thought it was hilarious. I loved it.
It's poking fun at what I've done with the last 3 years of my life.
So I said he's famous now. He's on the television. Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. I think that we can do more instead of just expressing that we don't like something. We can do more with our wallets, and I don't think that we do enough.
Yeah, with our wallets, I completely agree, and I've actually actively started doing that a few movies ago from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
We have Disney Plus. You know, I've got all the streaming services, and me and Kyle were talking about that the other day, even. But obviously, being in an online community, it's fun to consume the stuff so that you can participate in the conversations.
Yes,
but when it comes to going out and handing these people money for something that I'm not confident in, and I hear people say it, and it becomes apparently true. Like, why would some people feel the need to financially support a company that openly talks about how they don't like that aspect of consumers? Like, you have a company that's spoken out against 50%. Well, I would argue at least 70% of their actual consumer base. And why would you expect them to want to financially support you then?
Correct.
So I hop aboard the SS Davy Jones to watch their content now. So good for them. You succeeded in losing money. But other stuff, y'all know how much I ride and promote and push for the theaters to succeed.
Yeah.
Like for goofy stuff I'm into, for casual stuff I'm into, and they need fans like that. They need viewers like that, and they've actively done everything that they can to disassociate themselves with people like that. The people that they cater to don't do that.
Yeah.
The people running some of these companies are like, I don't understand how they ever got to that position, except Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland. It was from blackmail. But other than them, I don't get how people got to their position to make decisions.
I don't. How are you just like there? Like every sentence you say it with such conviction.
Because one thing people
there's so
don't
much
know,
to unpack with like.
Well, when I say
you
something, the natural reaction is to want to counterpoint it, but people typically don't know. Nick knows that I don't say anything that I haven't spent some time figuring out.
Right.
So I'm completely prepared, not for what I say, but I'm prepared for your third attempt at rebuttaling it.
I don't want to say anything about Kathleen Kennedy right now because I know that I'm not as prepared for the conversation as you are.
Can I answer?
I love this medium. I love movies. I love the industry. I don't just love consuming it. I love what happens behind the camera. I love, like, I guess you would say, the politics of making movies. So I always have. Like, you can blame my dad for that. Like, I'm a special features guy, and in a day and age where they don't give me physical media with special features, you can find it all online.
Thor: Love and Thunder changed my perspective on movies. It really did. It really did, dude. I've been thinking about it.
I wouldn't even go see it. I wouldn't even
No,
go
dude,
see it.
I'm sitting here thinking and what you were just saying, and I'm just thinking, like, when did kind of like my movie kind of shift? And it was literally Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, I'm thinking, like, it was a pretty bad movie, but I had a ton of fun. And I've watched it like 3 times. It's been fun every time I've watched it.
I will not even watch it, not even for free.
And it could be just fun. It could be a
I
terrible movie, and as long as it's fun,
you're good, Boggs. You're good, homie.
as long as it's fun, man, I'm happy with it. It doesn't, unless it's like my core fandoms. Like if the Spawn movie comes out and it's bad, I'm going to light Todd McFarlane. He's going to get roasted by all the Spawn fans.
I'm glad you stopped that first sentence and changed gears. You're about to get us pinged for a threat.
Yeah, he's going to get flamed. He's going to
imagine how big of a fandom like Marvel Comics has or DC Comics has. So when someone like Zack Snyder, I'm gonna pick on something I love. So when someone like Zack Snyder puts out Batman vs Superman, and Batman is how people feel aimlessly killing, how against the grain for that character it is, how people push back. They didn't like it. They were critical of it. They didn't want to support it. That's exactly what Marvel's been doing with characters. And if you can go back to the earliest stuff with me on YouTube, and I was more cautiously saying it to people versus saying it with such conviction, but Thor has always been my canary in the coal mine since day one. When they put out Thor Ragnarok, it was the same time that Justice League came out in theaters. I went and saw Justice League first because I was late to see him, didn't see him on opening day. Talking to Pop, she's like, which one do you want to go see? They're both in theaters right now. I'm like, Justice League, obviously. I go, I'm like, man, I enjoyed it. It was kind of like, it was what it was kind of thing. I was aware of what happened with it. Went and saw Thor Ragnarok the next day. Fucking hated it. I'm like, what have they done to Thor? This is a joke. The MCU is about to destroy themselves. If that was the first movie where they're like, let's Guardians everything. They quit with creativity. They hit copy and paste. And I've been saying it since that movie came out. Since y'all have known me, I've been saying it. Everyone called me fucking crazy, thought I was stupid. I didn't know what I was talking about. Now look where we are.
I have a question. Is Ragnarok, I can't remember, the one where he loses his eye?
No. He loses his eye. Yeah, it was the one where he loses his eye with Hela. I thought it was before that because Infinity War is when he gets the eye back.
Yeah. I think
he loses his eye in Ragnarok. It's the one with Hulk. Like I was primed to love it, but they bastardized. All right, Nick, they bastardized so much stuff to make that movie.
But like, dude, I'm just in and it's sad. Like I said, I don't say this is the right statement to say, and it's just the sad state that we live in when it comes to Marvel and like Disney or Star Wars respectively. I go in with such little expectations because of the past like 5 or 6 years, like little expectations. And then like Venom, I treat Venom the same way I treat Thor: Love and Thunder.
Not only did he lose his eye, he lost the audience. Hey-o. But what's crazy is like so many people hold Ragnarok in like one of the best films of the MCU regard, which really? I get it. It was like, oh yeah, it was fun. They had a great soundtrack. I'm like, yeah, you're describing stuff that shouldn't be in Thor, like this funny, fun soundtrack. And like, oh, Love and Thunder, they went too far. And like I point out, like, dude, like time paints our memories different. Like that, it really does. Ragnarok and Love and Thunder is the same. You're just used to the jokes. Right. You're bored with the jokes because you've had 5 years of it nonstop. So they didn't do anything different. You go back to Ragnarok, it opens with him telling jokes while confined by Surtur, which is like a huge deal. Like they used Surtur as a throwaway character. They destroyed Asgard like it was nothing. Like it wasn't impactful. Like it was a terrible. They made Valkyrie out to be a
fan of the other Thor movies. They're good. They're good Marvel movies, but I'm not a huge fan of them.
Everyone hates Dark World. I don't get that. I think Thor should have this overwhelming sense of sword and sorcery, not have the sense of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I wish they were better for sure. Because I love Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Love and Thunder went simple, Jack. Yeah, the goats were really cute. The fact that the goats were such a big talking point, people
the
really
goats is what put it over as that much of a fun movie. And I also watched it with my son, and it was just that kind of moment. He absolutely loved it. I think what was he, 10 at the
He
time?
aggressively relaxing, loves everything, and I appreciate that. His take on it is Love and Thunder is one of the most beautiful pieces of grief art I have ever seen. It was so creative. I hope they bring the whole team back for number Thor. Chris Hemsworth said that he regrets it, that he would not come back unless it was drastically changed. And Taika Waititi even addressed like, I missed the mark.
Chris Hemsworth is like, hey, Liam, can you come here? Can you fill in
Liam,
for me?
it's like you're gonna have to fill in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hemsworth.
No, but he
phenomenal.
said he's coming. He'll come back because Taika Waititi, who's a phenomenal creative, isn't going to be returning to the franchise. Marvel pretty much.
Is that who's doing Blade?
No.
Who is that? Who was doing Blade?
Taika Waititi is the director of the Thor movies and writing credit on them. He does like What We Do in the Shadows, Black Sails.
Yeah, I thought he was
James Gunn's close buddy.
I thought he was attached to the new Blade.
He was even in a handful of the films. Like he was in the Suicide Squad. He played Ratcatcher's dad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Did you see Godzilla -1?
I've watched it 4 times since it's hit Netflix.
I watched it twice already.
I've watched it in English. I've watched it in original subtitles, and I've even watched it in just straight Japanese in the background, like no subtitles, so I didn't even know what they were saying most of the time.
Yeah, it got so my wife was watching it with my son and I, and then she had to go because she was supposed to be going to a meeting. And I'm like, you literally have 5 minutes to get there, and it takes 10. She's like, I don't want to leave. This is really good, and I was like,
that's amazing.
But you can come back and watch it.
Better the more I watch it too. It is insane. Yeah, that's across the board too with what Bubs is saying. Like, greatest example is look at the CGI from the Pirates of the Caribbean, Peter Jackson's King Kong. Look at the CG from those days.
Yeah,
10 times better than 98% of what comes out today.
All their money was into CGI, and they knew how to use it though.
The scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where he's like walking down the staircase and the ship's just exploding.
Oh my god! Yeah, with Admiral Norrington.
Yeah, man, I need to go back and watch those movies.
They're so good. They're amazing.
You never watched any of those?
What?
Never watched one single.
Oh my god! You won't be able to put it down once you start.
I watch
Black
any
Pearl,
movie
the
Johnny
first
Depp
one
said.
is so good, and it's the tamest.
Does it start at 1 and work my way down? Or?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay,
it's a trilogy.
Yeah.
It's a trilogy, and then you have 2 films that are post-trilogy where Jack Sparrow's still there, but they introduced the second wave of supporting cast.
I've never watched it. I don't know why. I just never.
What he just described, though, what Kyle was telling you, when a villain from the trilogy, you see like a big event with him at the end, and it just
stoicness on his face.
You know what, like
the unbelief, it never sets in either. It's amazing.
He's continuing on.
When it cuts to his hand on the rail, and you even see his hand, like, oh my god!
It's so multi-layered because he thought that he was so good,
this is
and the world's exploding behind him.
The most overplayed thing, but I've Got a Jar of Dirt is one of the funniest things ever.
Oh yeah,
and
it's crazy how like you didn't know what it was for, and then it became so important. It was like it wasn't just it's a MacGuffin for a while, and then it's like, no, this is the opposite of a MacGuffin. Those movies are so well done, it's insane.
Yeah,
What We Do in the Shadows.
What was it? Yeah, what was the one with Penelope Cruz? That was that at World's End?
On Stranger Tides with Ian McShane. Played Blackbeard in that one. That's when they're after the Fountain of Youth.
Where are you pulling this information from?
And then
I'm telling y'all, like that's
they go to that underworld where it's like the
Dead Man Tell No Tales with Javier Bardem playing the bad guy.
Yeah,
dude, I'm so like Mark has my kryptonite. My kryptonite in life is never knowing actors' names. Like even the top A-list actors that I always know, I still have to look up their names, dude, because I can never remember names. That's why if you guys see me at Heroes Con, most of the people I will say, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, man. Hey, bro. Because 9 times out of 10, I forgot your real name.
Lucky for you, Durs, everyone wears T-shirts of their own merch.
I was going to say, dude, like even at work, I'll shake somebody's hand and they'll tell me their name.
My name's Lee.
Forgot it.
Yeah, my name's Lee.
I wanted to ask you, are you going to wear your own merch for Heroes?
I'll probably be wearing some of it.
Comics Curing Cancer is probably more likely.
And Comics Curing Cancer stuff as well.
Because I'm debating
I didn't buy
a
new C3 merch. Like the merch that I own, I order samples of stuff. You know what I mean? I'll order a sample of items before posting that there's new stuff up. You know what I mean? Because I want to like make sure it's of quality. Like this Legion Swamp logo hat. There's only 2 of these that were made because I put it up as I made the design. I ordered a sample, and Paul, Sector 2815, ordered one before my sample got here 2 days later because this came really fast, right? And I saw it. I'm like, I'm not exactly happy with how this turned out because unless you know what the image looks like, you can't discern it. So I took it down. So only 2 exist, and this won't exist anyway else.
I was curious who got the other one.
Yeah, Sector did.
That's how I feel about like shirts or logos or anything like that. I don't want to. Go ahead, Boggs.
The reason I asked was I'm debating about wearing my Vogs 18 hat.
Yes, wear it. But that's how I feel about brands. That's how I feel about brands. Is I don't want to push stuff online and have people buy it unless I feel like it's 100% the most incredible thing.
I aim for 70%.
I show up at cons with one outfit, and then I go around and get free T-shirts, and then I use that.
I think I don't put any level of thought into any of that. I just make it in.
It's going to be suns out, guns out the whole weekend for this guy. 105
Go ahead and
degree
pack
weather.
all your Legion merch, dude. Just pack your Legion.
Gym shorts and cutoff tees for Heroes Con is my game plan. It is too hot to be wearing anything
Outfit
else.
of a broke man. That's a good bartering strategy. Dress like that so they know you
This
don't have
T-shirt
money.
was $100, bro. Come on.
No one would know.
Before I jump off, I need to know how much scheduled time you have,
They didn't
Mark,
even
to
give
go
you a
around
full
with me and
shirt.
negotiate everything I need to buy.
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually saw the most recent guest on the Steve Wilco show wearing that same outfit, Durs. But Jim, I have
I'm a hippie, bro. I love it.
I don't know, to be honest with you. There's a lot of unknown factors, but I definitely plan on perusing around. There are 3 of us that'll be manning the booth.
Yeah, I know you will, brother.
I've
I've made my list. I'm going, like I said, I have a strategy. I think I'm good to go.
I'll tell this to you, Mark, as well, because I told it to Mark or Rob, and same thing for you, DJ. If you guys are at the booth and you need anything signed, feel free to. I will go stand in line and get stuff signed for you because I know you guys are going to be super busy.
Oh, but the stuff I won't sign, the line should be short, except with the potential of Dan.
I know. I'm just saying. Because Rob mentioned that.
Yeah, I don't know how Dan Jurgens is going to go because it's his first time there, and he's kind of a bigger name. And people underestimate Superman fans until Big Time Collectibles started doing exclusives and selling them out, and until the most recent sales data came in, and three Superman monthly titles outsold every Batman title for the month of April.
Yeah.
Like Superman's crushing it.
I want to point this out there real quick. I actually was messaged on one of our guys on the group chat for Heroes Con. If anybody needs, I'll talk to my parents too. If anybody needs, someone actually messaged me and said, I didn't know him because I followed him because he was in our group. He said, "Hey, Boggs, do you know any good steak restaurants?" So I gave him 2. If anybody needs good food recommendations, feel free to hit me up because I live in Charlotte.
That's a underrated offer. That's a good offer.
I'm bringing snacks and peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Yeah, Durs, I think this is actually a good idea. DJ's gonna need some Steranko books signed. Definitely appreciate that.
I mean, I will help you out, man.
Durs, you said you're
dude.
gonna
I
help
don't.
me
I
out,
don't.
right,
I plan on getting. Yeah, just give me the money, man. I got you. I plan on getting everything going signed as soon because, like I said, I can be in a couple hours before everybody else.
Durs,
and
I'm
stay an
gonna
hour
pay
later.
you. Durs, I got the money for you at the meet and greet.
Yeah, you can just message me in DMs, man. That's something we can talk about.
Also, I wanted to offer to people. There's some really good.
Bring me an effing hot dog.
Stay hydrated, please.
There's some cool comic shops around Charlotte that I like personally for whoever.
Yeah, the comic shop heroes aren't hard to find. It's who puts on Heroes Con.
Oh, they actually have a comic shop? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
When you walk in the con floor doors, as soon as you walk in, how they have the information booth right there, on the other side of the information booth is the Heroes Aren't Hard to Find setup thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like which remember when we were like, hey, look at all these old affordable Golden Age books. And it wasn't like a bunch of Action Comics or Superman, but that's their booth.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
I need to go to that one. I go to the one called Rebel Base.
You
That's
would.
like
Rebel.
Do you wear your Confederate flag when you go?
I gotta go in.
No, you know what's so funny is
Hi, Jim.
someone when I went on the show the other day and I was
see you next
talking
week,
about,
man.
Yes,
when
sir.
I was talking about
and your better
Rebel
half.
Base,
She
Mark,
is.
they said, "What are you, an Imperial Stormtrooper?" I'm like, no.
No. All right, I'll see you guys.
All right,
See you,
Jim.
Jim.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
What are your short list goals for next week?
To get 2 original art pieces done. Hopefully Joe Stanton will do one and Daryl Banks will do one. And then I'm gonna go over to the CGC booth. I've got 3 books that I'm gonna go ahead and try their slab for the weekend. And obviously really those are my only 2 big goals. And then I have a list of books that can go raw or slabbed depending on the price. That's why I was looking at prices. I've been looking at prices, but like the Legion of Monsters book, I'd love to have that one. I think that would be cool. I could go either way with that, slabbed or raw. Obviously I need to get a non-reprint 196 Avengers, So I mean I have it raw. I just want it slabbed. So I'm looking for that one slabbed. So I'm gonna get that one slabbed.
Are you sure you don't want to reprint again, Jim?
No. And then John is sending me, it should be here this week. He has 4 books that, like some Prison books he wants signed and a Starman 11 signed by, what's his name? No, I can't remember his name.
I don't know.
Tony Harris. He wants Tony Harris to sign his Starman 11, so I have to go over there and get that done.
You told John to bring his ass to Heroes and get it signed his damn self.
Yeah. Well, some of this is he's instructed me what to do with the Prison books. So
don't sweat on it.
What are you getting up to, Charlotte?
So
Wednesday, right?
I'm coming Thursday morning.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take off from work as little as possible because it's not a problem. Like I have PTO, but the problem comes in is like I don't want to have to return to a job I've been away from.
Yeah, it's a little madness.
Yeah, I have to correct too much stuff and blah blah blah. And I go on vacation once a year, and I go for 10 days when I go. Just let them run roughshod over it. I don't want to have to deal with that twice a year.
Yeah.
Have Finn and Monkey said pick up stuff for us?
All right.
I'm not bringing Finn and Monkey. This is Heroes Con is going to be work for me. A lot of it's going to be work, and I don't go with a goal. Like I got plenty of stuff in my head that if I see it at the right price, I'm going to get it. Every year, I try to pick up 1 copy of the original 6 issues of the Incredible Hulk. I've got 3 down, 3 to go. So I'm not going for a number 1 this year by any stretch of the imagination. But if I find a 2 or 3 that someone's willing to sell it to me at the correct price, I'll definitely pick it up.
And you get the 1 now. Prices are low.
Yeah, prices are definitely low, but number 1 isn't where it's supposed to be still. I have people send me links like, look, this one's for sale. I'm like, look, that's overpriced even by FMV standards. Like that book artificially inflated. And then what happened with it is people ran out of keys and they moved over to Hulk. Like Captain America is always high because that's the only golden age. Iron Man ran through the roof with the popularity from the MCU. Thor ran through the roof with the popularity from the MCU. And when those books circulated and became way too outpriced, people then moved over to the Incredible Hulk. In 2020, you could get a low-grade copy of the Incredible Hulk #1 for $3,000.
Yeah.
Now, a low-grade copy of the same book, you're looking at like roughly 10. So when that book gets sub 5, that's when I'll start even paying.
You're there. Well, and that's what I mean. Like, so what I did was I looked.
Yeah, DJ's one of the guys. He keeps trying to get me to overpay for one so bad. He needs misery loves company.
Yeah, because he did the same thing. He did it during the height of COVID or something.
He got his like right at the end of like Like right when prices started coming down is when he got his. So the book is just the book is skydived since he got it. What is going on? The Immortal one is in the building, sending you the link, baby.
Check, my guy.
All right. Well, that's my goals. I have, like I said, I have a list of different ones that I'm going to be walking around probably on Saturday. For me, I'm trying a new approach. Cash is king. So
that's what I'm taking.
You know, I feel like if I go up with cash, I should be able to get.
Just don't
20%.
show them the money before you ask them if you can buy a book.
Oh yeah, no. I learned from that. I learned my lesson.
I literally slapped this man's hand, like out of instinct. I didn't even. I felt so bad. He like pulls out money. He's like, I think I'm going to ask that guy about it. I slapped him. Put your money up. And then I felt guilty. I'm like, oh my god, I just slapped this grown man's hand.
Yo, I have a question real quick. Kids.
Anyway, that's my plan. Cash is king.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Guys. Can't wait to hang out on Friday, guys.
Same, dude.
Fun.
So
look, I'm bringing my wife, so let's, control yourself. Don't tell any bad things. We'll say any bad things.
Hi, monkey.
Nice, man.
Use decorum.
What?
Yeah, not you, Kyle.
That's not going to happen.
Well, I have one planned idea for a cover that I would like done, and it's the greatest idea anyone's ever heard of. And the person that will appreciate it almost as much as me, the only person, will be you, Jim.
What's that?
Greatest idea ever. Oh, see, now you.
Hi, Jim. Enjoy that comment from Mark.
So there's cool news. Paul in the 619 sending me a blank cover I could get signed by Heroes at Heroes from YouTube.
Nice, bro. You guys want to know what my biggest goal of HeroCons 2024 is?
All the spawns.
Just be able to walk, dude. I just want my body to hold up. Because I have my back issues, my knee issues, and then I went to the doctor last week and found out it's
ankle
literally
issues.
No, dude, my hamstring. So I've been dealing with I played football, so I know sports injuries, but my back hamstring has been in the mornings. I can't even put pressure on it to the point where I can't walk. I'm limping. Once I get walking on it, it's good. But I went to the doctor's last week and it's literally hanging on by a thread. It's a severe pull or strain. It's not to the point of being torn, but I'm going to be gimpy at Heroes Con. So
do you have a backup plan in case you do
I'm a very stubborn person. So I've been dealing with a lot of pain for a while. So my backup plan is to make it through Heroes and get surgery when I get back.
Bring something for walking.
I got a knee brace. I went shoe shopping last night and I was like, man, I would love to get these, but I cannot wear Nike flats all weekend of some dope, Nike Low Jordans or something. That's not going to work. So I just bought some comfortable, $50, $60 light walking shoes. So hopefully that helps.
What did I miss? I didn't.
No, dude. You guys know I've been dealing with back issues and knee issues for a while.
From your prostitution days. Got it.
Yes. But because in high school I tore my MCL and ACL in my right knee, so I've always been dealing with that. But my back's been good for a month, 2 months. Haven't for sure.
Didn't you get what is it called, a cortisone shot or something?
Yeah, I got cortisone shots, and I've been going to the chiropractor, and it's been fantastic.
So.
But what I was saying, Mark,
left side is all fucked up and your right side fucked up. You guys can kind of prop
each other together. Yeah, but what I was saying is even right now, I'm in so much pain just sitting here. But my left hamstring, when I wake up, Mark, I can't walk. I can't put pressure on it. The mornings suck. So I went to the doctor and he did some X-ray or MRIs. And I basically he showed me my hamstring. It looks like a flayed, frayed. I can't even say it. Flayed string, bro. It's severely pulled or twisted around itself, can get torn at any time. So I just want to be able to walk. Yeah, dude, facts, Sledge, the facts,
bro,
man.
Get you one of those rascal motorized scooters.
Dude, I would love it. But Sledge, you hit that nail. You feel like a Superman for a month, but then
that's how a lot of medicine goes, not just pain medicine, but SSRIs are the same thing. All it does is just cover the existing problem. And especially with pain stuff, if all you're doing is masking the problem, you might be actually causing the problem to get worse without feeling it. If you have torn something, you're like, oh, I don't hurt today. And you go out and you do stuff, you could be
That's what he's been saying.
You're
Because
not feeling.
like it sucks to say. No, dude, no, I'm cool and all that. But it sucks
He
to
drinks
say.
Mountain
But,
Dew. That should be
but
fine.
I look forward to going to work because that's like the only time I'm not in pain. Like walking around, being energetic, being able to move around. So like
I
do stretches and all that stuff. Yeah.
You just gotta. What you do, Roscoe, is you have the Uber drop you off at Walmart, then just drive one back to the con.
Wow, that's wild. I can't. They don't have like handicap accessible like wheelchairs or.
Well, handicap accessible and supply.
That's not what I mean. That's
handicap
not what I mean.
merch isn't the same thing.
That's not what I mean. I thought. Yeah, I don't know. I guess
There's
Comic-Cons don't
certain
have to have
ADA
that.
rules that need to happen, but they don't have to supply you with anything.
That's what I was thinking.
BYOW Cedars.
So many acronyms. First was selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and now.
Thank you for getting that. Thank you
I'm
for
bringing
getting
heating
that.
pad, icy hot,
ice
ice bandages, a
you know what's
massager.
sad, Kyle, is the vast majority of people that take those wouldn't even have known that acronym.
Yeah, for real.
I don't like them because I know what they do. So
they're dangerous.
Against, I'm very against pain. With my history, I am on the far side of pain pills. I do not.
See what I mean? Most people do not know the acronym.
I'm on the far side of pain pills.
Durs,
I was talking
just
to Sledge.
Let's
I
just
was talking to Sledge's comment about narcotics. I'm reading the chat.
Topic
I'm reading
because
the chat.
the people that do take them feel so strongly about them because medicine has been monetized and it's dangerous stuff.
Hashtag big pharma.
But yeah, pain medicine is very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yes.
I'm very excited. I will show you there's the book that I would like to get worked on at Heroes Con. This will be no shock to anybody. Because again, I like to do weird stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that's very personal to me. Like my fandom, I'm very like that.
Before you show it, okay, sorry. I thought it was just going to be a book.
I've already seen it.
It is just a book.
I didn't know it was a sketch cover. I was going to say, are you getting it signed or remarked or anything?
Yeah, this is the one that I'm going to take with the potential of getting worked on.
Anybody by who? Any ideas?
Yeah, y'all just have to stay tuned to find out.
Okay. Here, I can show you this. I'll show you this right now.
I'm back. Sorry.
What's up, homie?
What up, man?
You don't have to apologize.
I apologize a lot. I'm a guy like that for some reason.
So
yeah, that's why everyone assumes you're from Canada.
So this is like you might not even be able to see it. Where's that? Oh, I gotta scroll up right here. So this is like a super rough sketch. Let's see if I can get this to show up.
Holy shnikes, that's amazing.
So
even the corner box. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't turn it left or right. Tilt the
There we
top.
go.
There, yeah.
There we go. So that's by
Look at
Dan,
that, with
Art
Spawn in the
Motion
corner box,
Dan.
too.
You know him, you love him. So the guy that did my logo, this is just like his first rough sketch, but it's basically going to match the sketch I got from him last year with the
Are
Spawn.
you giving yourself watch hours while you're?
Huh?
What is it?
In the bottom.
It was a video of Durs in the corner. I saw that.
What?
Are you giving yourself watch hours?
This is the original sketch that he did.
No, show us the phone one again first.
Oh, my live premiere just went. Hashtag mental health awareness always matters. Every Friday at 10:30 live premiere, bro. I talk about mental health.
Got you. So that's the one you're getting this year. Now, where's the next one from last year?
This was last year.
With Venom in the corner box. That's an amazing companion piece.
Dude, and this was just like me walking around Heroes Con last year. Lady Durs was at the hotel sleeping, and I was like, I'm just gonna walk around, and whoever I connect with, whoever I vibe with, that's who I want to get sketched. I met Dan, and now he's doing stuff with Comic Screen Cancer. He's got I can't talk about it, but he's got exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. He's did my logo. He's an awesome dude. I talked to him.
What does he have coming up that we should be on the lookout for?
Just comic book stuff. Just stuff.
Stuff that'll be in previews or like Kickstarter stuff, or
not Kickstarter stuff. I can say that. It's definitely not Kickstarter stuff. But
so Indiegogo, be on the lookout for Dan. Search Dan on Indiegogo.
It's nothing indie. I can say that.
Dan
but follow
Trudeau.
Art in Motion Comics.
So there we go. We have now cracked the code. He's working in the big two. It'll be orderable through previews.
Like I said, that's
Some
all
people
he was.
think it's secret.
That's all he's been. No, it's not a secret because he's been allowed to say that, but he hasn't been officially able to say anything.
Hey, Durs,
confirmed.
is Lady Durs counting down already too? She
Yeah,
pumped?
yeah. But if you got here, I'm gonna go get some stuff. I'll be back.
House of L says, did you hear that CGC is still giving green labels for remarks and art? Not witnessed. Not witnessed. They do green labels if they can't confirm it. I'm assuming he's talking about how they now have JSA authenticates under them. They can't really authenticate a drawing, so that makes sense.
You know
Speaking of
thought
CGC, how
had the
excited are you
furthest-
guys?
What is it, dogs?
Go ahead.
No, nothing.
No, you're good, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. It's always.
You know who I thought had a far path, but not as far as I thought, is Chris, the comic vet. But I don't.
Oh, I was going to say Pocahontas.
CGC has
Lewis
a
and
golden,
Clark, they
has
had
a
a pretty far
golden,
path.
golden Easter egg hunt at Heroes Con. How excited are you for that?
What are you talking about?
So you know how they do their
Golden
pin. You know
books.
how they do their pin game. You know how they do their pin game.
Oh, CGC?
Yeah. So there's going to be a select few golden Easter eggs. I'm not sure if it's hidden around the entire con or at the booth, but the first few people that find them get like some massive grand prize. And my girl's like, I'm just going to run around and look for those Easter eggs the whole time. But that's their
I'm definitely
new
going
game.
to check the bathroom first thing.
So
the toilet.
So far, this is what I'm bringing to Heroes Con.
Dang,
Why?
I want to see what's in there.
Because I'm driving. Why not have it with me?
What are you doing with all that? You're going to be reading in your room the whole time?
So here's.
All right, Justin.
I mean, and the pricing's all there. So, like, if I have books that I enjoy by creators that are doing free signatures, especially.
Oh, that's all for signatures. Okay, I got you.
No, so here's just John Jang, just right here.
Okay.
You know, you gotta do the John Jang. Taking Avengers Twilight for Scotty Young just because this has been my favorite read of the year, bro. I have to have him sign it, and I'm
It was
taking.
good. It didn't end strong, in my opinion. But
Stop! I haven't read it. Stop.
I'm an outlier on that.
I know, but and then I'm taking the 1 in 25 Ain't No Grave cover of the year for me.
Yeah, that
right
is
now.
such a great foil, man.
Ron Lynn's going to be there, and that's what that sketch.
Ron Lynn and Ron Mars will be there, both of them.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's like the Silver Surfer team from the '90s.
I was going to take this for David Finch, but I'm
That's
probably
such
not
a
going to do that.
crappy story.
I know. So now I have this, the Fallen Sun hardcover. Lenium Francis Yu, David Fitz, and John Romita. I think it'd be awesome to have all three of them sign that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be dope.
So I think
You know
that'd be
much.
cool.
You know how much creators probably appreciate someone bringing a.
Dude, they told me that last year. I was like one of the only people bringing trades, and they're like, nobody does this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, look, you guys all worked on this. You have multiple handles in this, and this is how, for me as a newer reader, like that's what I was talking to David Warren Johnson. Like, do a
So it
power
shows
bomb.
that you appreciate what they did. You're not just buying
Right.
a book for the cover. You're buying it to get their content. Joe Justin.
You know who? Oh, I'll go
quick.
after Durs.
You can talk, bro. I'll just show.
Who's
them.
coming out of the Lobo lineup?
So what's it called? I'm actually I'm friends with, because I've interviewed him on Paul's show. I'm actually meeting Marvin Wynn in the lobby, the guy who made the Edge comic.
Oh yeah, he's cool, man. I've met him a couple times. He's awesome.
Yeah, so he's gonna sign my Edge #1 for me. But nice. Next year, I have Paul.
Just in
again,
case,
shout out to Paul.
I heard
found
maybe
me
I'm
a
not sure
ghost-
what's space going to be there.
I couldn't find one in my LCS. He found me a Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, the one with the headphones, like right here. I'm gonna get that signed by Frizen. My goal is to get Frizen a few times next year because I'm actually going.
This can be triple signed: Kubert, Hana, and Joe Rubinstein.
Is anyone cosplaying as Isom? They said I doubt it because they don't understand who the character is after 180 pages.
Hana and Kubert. Dude, did you see my Instagram post that I opened this book and it still has the Marvel Fleer card packs attached to it?
Most of them do.
Dude, I didn't.
I wouldn't say most of them, but you can still find a lot of those because of how
there's-
high the print runs were.
Right. Just bringing a couple of these. Claremont Shooter, maybe. But this is probably the one I want to get signed. Claremont and John Romita. Voice actors for Storm and Jean Grey are going to be there. And
That's
then
really cool.
And then I'm in talks with GalaxyCon right now about potentially getting press passes of them, because I loved GalaxyCon last year. We went for 1 day and we were going to go for 3 days. But then the voice of Cyclops, Gambit, and Magneto are going to be there, so I can get all of them to sign that. This is the one that I need help with. So I don't really want I want to get something graded, but if I don't get anything graded, that just adds more to my budget. I can get stuff graded at any time, but I do have this 8 Billion Genies first print, Jenny Frison, signed by Jenny Frison, and Ryan Brown's also going to be there. I thought about getting a remark and signed by Brown, Witnessed, and Slab. I don't know. We'll see. But that's what my thought with this one. So this is a special one. And then, you know I'm bringing all of them. We
can't even see what you're doing because you're flipping it so fast. All we're seeing is glare.
Daniel Warren Johnson, goodness.
Oh, D-Dubs.
Yep. The 1 in 25 Godzilla. And then I thought this was cool to bring him. The issue 1 where he starts.
Yeah, he definitely won't be signing a lot of those.
And then issue 6 where he leaves the artwork. So that's kind of special to me.
Well, he signs for free. You might as well bring 1 through 6.
Well, he's got this. I put like $50 in his cup last year. And then
wait a minute. You've been looking at the signature pricing list. Is he charging for SIGs this year?
He's not up yet. There's quite a few people who
because historically he signs for free with the donation for the Felix, who's his art rep, has his own cancer charity thing that he does. If I'm not mistaken, he lost his wife to cancer and started the cancer research charity and stuff, and they just signed for free with donations.
I had like 4 or 5 books down. I just threw a $50 bill in his cup or whatever. But then these two are the special ones for me. I think I have to get these remarked each. The San Diego Comic-Con, Transformers, and Void Rivals.
I've got the Transformers, the Void Rivals #1, 1 in 100 ratio that I might do the signature on if anything.
These books are just forever going to hold one of the biggest special places in my heart.
Yeah, I've got 2 sets of those.
Yeah, man. The Energon universe is doing so much for me for my fandom. But yeah.
It is Jetfire, Biggie, and that's who's on my 1 in 100 as well. I love Jetfire.
Yeah, but it's going to get trimmed down a lot. It's going to definitely get trimmed down a lot. I'm able to drive, so I'm just taking everything. And then that way, if it's like, oh man, I should have brought this book, at least I have it.
Yeah, and you ain't got to, if you decide when you get there, you just not tote it around.
Because trust me, I priced everything out, and it was like, I'd say like 50% of my budget was just in signatures. I was like, oh my God. It's once you start looking at the Ramita and Claremonts and start adding those up, if you get multiple signatures by those guys, it starts getting pricey. And the remarks.
One signed by him.
Yeah. And then sketch cover, get a couple sketch covers. Cameron Johnson's going to be there, and I really want something done by him. But man, dude, now DJ said Zavala's going to be there, and that I drool over his Spawn stuff, man. He kills it for Spawn stuff for me. So I'm glad you guys got Zavala and I can't think of his last name. Schulstein, not Schulstein, but I don't know how to say his last name. Yeah, Chotel. But I've cross-referenced numerous times. It was the same thing last year. There's not a lot of Spawn creators there. There's only a couple. So it's nice to see some Spawn being representative at your guys' booth.
Yeah, if you don't get something done by each of the Spawn creators, you're not even a fan.
Yeah, you're right. That's
what the heck.
That's
me,
what
that's me 2 years ago.
The old Jedi look like in the new Acolyte show.
What is that? How are they dropping that? Is it now 1 episode a week or something, or are we going to get 2 a week?
Yeah, it's I believe just 1 a week. It's only an 8-episode series.
I do personally like. I like indulging in watching a whole series at once because, like Fallout, you can get the more love and appreciation for it. But I also like it when they drop it each week because there's not always something for me.
Yeah, y'all get to listen to me rant now for 7 weeks straight.
That too, I get to look forward to that too. But there's always something to watch. At least there's something like a new series or something to look forward to.
Mark always baits me with freaking triggering posts.
I don't do too many triggering posts.
What do you, your word selection
is very
is left up for interpretation in terms of you can go either way with your stance, but you'll pick something very specific about a form of media, and it's gonna be controversial. It's very thought-provoking,
I think
I
that's
guess.
just a reflection of my nature.
Yeah, I mean that's why you started the series with just kind of like asking thought-provoking questions in like short videos.
Oh, like for like people like me,
Well, I think it's also not beneficial if I lay out a strong opinion. You know, I don't want people to recoil away from discourse because, like you mentioned earlier, you didn't want to comment on Kathleen Kennedy. You know what I mean? I don't want people to recoil away from their opinion because I want to know where people stand, because how I approach people in a conversation will be also based off what I hear them say. Like I know when I go into a conversation with aggressively relaxing about something, I know he already loves it, period. So there's no point in me having a conversation a certain way with him about it versus another way with him about it. You know what I mean? So if I go in with him, I'm going in looking for context, details. I'm fishing for stuff that I don't know that I'm sure he's aware of. You know, I like to see what people will bring to the table. So it's actually
enjoy most stuff is where I'm at in life. I can have an appreciation, and for me, it's about fandoms like Dune. I watched Dune 4 or 5 times. The first one, fell asleep every time, but everybody just kept saying how good it was. I went in, I just skipped Dune 1. I said, screw it, I'm just going to watch the second one. And the second one was 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for me. I'm so hyped.
9 out of 10 what? 9 out of 10 what?
Storytelling, script writing, CGI.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kyle. It's got to be scruples. Because I was talking to you in real time while you were watching it, and you were not 9 out of 10 anything, far from it, until just the last scene.
What do you mean? I was hyping it up. Well, I was very lost.
We did this last week, Durs. Remember, I can go back to our messages.
No. I'm saying, but the one thing we talked about is because I kept messaging you because I didn't understand things. And
of course not. It didn't make sense.
Right. And as you were telling me, it pieced things together. But then the last like 20 minutes of the movie pieced the whole movie together as well.
Wait, what movie are we talking about now?
The second Dune 2.
Oh, Dune. No, I thought we were talking about the second episode of. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about Dune. No, I said.
Yeah, Dune is super heavy material.
That's what I meant by like fandoms.
Durs was confused during the second movie because he fell asleep during the first movie.
Yeah.
People are passionate about a fandom enough. It's at least enough for me to be like, okay, I can try that because I see their love and their passion for that character. Same thing with like X-Men or things that I don't love. That's what I love about our hobby, or any hobby as it is, because you can find things that you may not have ever cared about and live through it with others and then find that for yourself. That's what I
love. Tune in next week when Mark and I do a live watching of Peacemaker.
With John Cena. With John Cena. Oh, wait, he's right there in that empty chair. You can't see him.
Bro, I'm a wrestling fan, and like a couple months ago, I don't know if you know who he is, The Miz. He's had like a reality TV show.
Oh, I love The Miz.
He did a segment. He did a segment. Yeah, he was on. Yes, facts. He did a segment where John's like plays John Cena's entrance music and everything, and like Miz gets in a whole fight with nobody. He's just fighting invisible John Cena the whole time.
Dude, Miz is hilarious.
Think about going to SummerSlam this year. It's in Cleveland.
Oh, that'd be cool. Is it at? Where's that at?
Like 30 minutes from me, Cleveland.
Kyle, you heard the prank phone call from back in the day where they were doing the John Cena?
Yep.
They're like trying to sell somebody the pay-per-view. They're calling it the Super Slam. It wasn't Crank
Oh,
Yankers.
yes.
It was a radio show.
Slam.
And they called this lady, and they do like Mr. Radio voice on the phone. It sounds recorded almost. And they're like, tune in this Sunday for WWE Super Slam. Get it now for $59.99, where John Cena takes on The Undertaker. She's like, thank you, not interested. We'll have no wrestling in this house. So the husband had put him up to it because, like, the husband and kid were catching flack from mom for wrestling. The kids were probably reenacting wrestling or whatever. It was an issue in the house for mom. So she'd hang up and they'd call back. And they would just keep increasing the energy of the promo, and they would increase the price too on the pay-per-view, which she doesn't even notice because she's just getting mad. No, y'all already called. I said no, don't call back here again. And they just keep calling back.
Super
Slam. In a famous Shoots and Ladders match. Like, they were just getting outrageous with what they were saying. And finally they call, and she just picks up the phone, and they don't even say a word. She just goes off on him, cussing him out. I'm going to call the cops. And then they answer her. They go, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. And it's just a sweet lady's voice. She's like, I'm sorry. We're just calling to see if you support the troops. And she's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I've been getting all these phone calls. Yes, I support the troops. Absolutely. And then it cuts back into the radio voice. That's fantastic, because on this Sunday, we have one
I have seen that. Okay, yep.
And she goes off, just beep, beep, beep. It is
Didn't
so
they say, you
funny.
know who else supports the troop is John Cena?
John Cena, and he needs your help to defeat The Undertaker this Sunday on Super Slam.
Dude, that's
so good.
No,
Yeah.
You know what I saw? It was a funny video. Do you guys remember when Stone Cold did those Stone Cold like minutes where he talks
What up,
to
Billy?
like the Stone Cold whatever corner or whatever, he talks to wrestler and they go rapid fire? There's a meme where it's like, I'm Stone Cold talking to Stone Cold about Stone Cold.
I have not seen that.
Mark, I saw a video, I'll send it to you on Instagram, where it's like a Zoom chat and it's like 10 guys. They're like, this is the meeting of the Macho Man Randy Savage Club, and they're all just on this Macho Man.
Oh, I gotta go and take back a whole bunch of bras.
We're about to hit the 11 o'clock point, which is
what a weird
recently been my dip out
It's
point.
my girl bought a bunch
Kids are out of
yesterday.
school. I'm taking them to the pizza buffet today.
You don't have to lie.
Where are you taking the kids?
I don't lie. That's actually a problem.
No.
Mark,
Durs
where are you
is
taking
lying
the
about
kids?
his bra
Yeah,
fascination.
I'm going. I have to go to Victoria's Secrets and return a whole bunch of bras and get.
He needs to try on a bunch of bras.
Yeah,
No, I try on the
You
underwear.
gotta get a sports bra
I
for
try on the
Heroes
underwear. I try on the underwear, bro. You get it right.
Sorry, my
Mark, where are you taking the kiddos?
To the pizza buffet.
Nice.
What's the best pizza there? Do you have a favorite?
The one with the bread. CC's Pizza, I like their barbecue pizza. Always have since I'm a kid.
Oh,
I love the
CC's
barbecue.
Pizza.
Oh, you have to have an acquired taste for CC's. I will say that.
You really don't, because you can just get
No.
cheese pizza or salad.
Yeah, well,
bar,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'm just saying, like CC's to me,
But
has
it's not.
been,
It's not
like,
everybody that wants a macaroni and cheese slice.
Yeah,
of
right,
pizza.
right.
Like
right,
it's
you're
legit.
right,
It's
but
macaroni and cheese on a pizza.
That barbecue chicken pizza from CC's does always hit for sure.
And then the buffalo chicken pizza is good. The spinach Alfredo is good. I mean, for what it's a pizza buffet. I mean, it's edibly delicious.
Right. I will say it's better than Little Caesars always.
The only reason the barbecue is good is because the others are so bad.
Yeah, Einstein's theory of relativity applied to the pizza buffet. Quiznos, inky town I went to. Is that Quiznos?
Do you guys remember the
Quinzanos.
old?
I remember
No,
Quiznos, man. I miss.
Do you remember the
Quiznos.
commercials? Do you remember those creepy
Quiznos
commercials with those
says.
little puppets that Quiznos has? The eat Quiznos subs because it's
Oh yeah,
good
yeah.
for you. Yeah.
But that place was so delicious that like they were the first one. Like all the whatever meat you got, they would cut it or whatever. They get it, and they put it in a little container and dip it in the hot as juice. They would temp it up in hot as juice sauce. It was just delicious.
Yeah,
Do you guys remember the old Domino's commercials with the Noids?
Yep.
I don't remember the Noids. I remember the old Little Caesars ones from back in the day. Pizza. Domino's is just, I've never enjoyed it. I don't know what it is about it. I like the idea of it. And it's like, we've ordered it a couple of times, just trying to change up what we got. And I just dislike it to my core.
So as somebody who worked at
Thank you,
Domino's
Brian.
for like 6
Perfect.
years, dude, every time, Mark,
You got to listen to that, Joe.
Every time you order Domino's, you have to tell them to send it back, like send it through again. Like their pizzas need cooked twice every time. Like that's the key.
Oh, I'm just going to call them and just cuss them out and hang up. Like y'all suck.
That too, because they suck. Yeah.
When it comes to just like the other stores, like on that level, then that bracket, like the delivery, like nobody out pizzas the Hut. I'm sorry, they just
Pizza Hut's.
I heard they're closing a lot of locations for Pizza Hut.
They close a lot of the ones that have the diners, like the dine-in areas, like which was a staple of my childhood. Like Pizza Hut's very sentimental to me. Also, when Finn was born, you're in the hospital and all this. We left the hospital and went straight from the hospital to Pizza Hut and sat down and had a meal because everyone was hungry. Like no matter where I was in life, Sundays we would converge on Pizza Hut, and I'd meet my mom there after she got out of church. Whatever friends were with me, whatever. It was always just where we went to see each other once a week kind of thing. And even Monkey, when she was born, she was born February of 2020. So everyone knows what was about to go down then. Everyone was watching it unfold on the news and make its way here. So
she was born February 2020?
So
wow.
we left the hospital, went to Pizza Hut, and then within 2-3 weeks, everything was closing and it never reopened. It shut down. So Monkey was only able to ever go there one time. But all the ones that are just delivery spots, you can walk in, order, and wait to take it out or it deliver. They're still open.
So, fun fact about all the Pizza Huts in Ohio in my area, they're now turning to medical dispensaries, legal recreational dispensaries. So
ironic. You can go there and get hungry, but you can't get food. That sucks.
I got to spend my childhood going into those Pizza Huts and living the dream, and now I get to go into the dispensaries and keep living the dream as an adult.
Well, you go in there and you go do what you do there, and then you dream of Pizza Hut because now you're hungry.
Facts.
But y'all can see on my IG page, or if you watch my vlogs, you see where I'll post pictures of it. I don't know why. It just as soon as I open a box of pizza, and I've been eating pizza my whole life, it's always exciting for me. Like there it is. Get the pizzas, the cheese bread, the wings. I'm like, look at this. It's amazing.
My area is corrupt with pizza because we have a place called AJ's Heavenly Pizza. That's kind of like the small local chain in like our area.
Is it fire though? Is it good?
So I've been to New York, I've been to Chicago, Florida. I've had pizza wherever you can have pizza, and nothing compares to AJ's. Only because they put half a pound of sugar in their sauce. Their sauce isn't super. They make a huge container.
Yeah, but it's got a good sweet level.
It's a very sweeter sauce. So like any pizza I ever eat is just bland compared to that. And it's not fair to that pizza at all, but that's just my area. Like nothing compares to AJ's here.
Nothing beats a good slice.
And that's how I'm sure is like barbecue is. And like, if you're in Kansas City or Texas, if you go somewhere else and get like other barbecue,
you know what's really good? If you guys get the chance, you're in Charlotte, North Carolina barbecue is pretty darn good.
I don't think we're going to be allowed to eat barbecue because Rob will be there, and I don't want to listen to him just talk shit about the food we're all eating.
I made the mistake last year of not bringing my own food, so this year I'm eating at the meet and greet and one other place if we want to go out and have dinner. But I'm not dropping $400, $500, $600 on food again.
Why would you do that last year?
Dude, we spent a lot of money on food last year.
Every meal I had minus the meet and greet was just had at the Westin. Breakfast, lunch.
None of that was free. I paid $30, $40 a meal at the West End.
I paid for every meal as well, but I don't know how much it came up to. But
enough that I would have rather had that money at the con or something.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I get that idea too, but I don't even know if the Westin restaurant will be open this year. They're doing the remodeling in the lobby. I hope the restaurant.
Yeah, shout out to the Westin construction crew.
Yeah, the timing sucks, but I do like seeing that the go-to spot is like maintaining and updating.
Yeah, at least that's what we were talking about, me and Taylor.
Because construction like that takes so long because you can only do a little at a time and maintain all the safety protocols for everything else.
It was also my first con last year ever, so I wasn't prepared like I should be.
I remember. I'm glad you were there.
Yeah, now I'm going in a lot more prepared and so much more comfortable because I've already met all you dudes. I'm a lot more chill. So I'm just
What were you saying, Bogsy?
Get there.
So at the beer garden for the meet and greet, it's appetizers, isn't it? Little noshi foods.
Nope, we're not half-assing it, bro. We got a menu.
Yeah, it was a whole spread.
Legit foods. There'll be appetizer, legit menu items.
Think of a wedding, Vox. You ever go to a wedding with a whole spread?
My guy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like a wedding. Like that's what it was last year. A whole spread.
Yeah,
I'm picky. I'm picky, and there's stuff
like
for me
I
too.
said, on multiple channels. When I go in the lobby, I'm willing to walk with people to the beer garden and just walk and talk for real.
Are you willing to piggyback anybody?
I might need carry.
You could be like the Heroes Con Sherpa.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's 105 degrees, but you still have to wear all the gear. Like
I'll wear a pack mule thing too.
The ponchos they wear, the hats they wear, and everything.
Yeah, I've been counting down the last 2.5 weeks to meet you guys.
Brian, when we were looking at spots, that was the ultimate deciding factor. We were reviewing the menus, and the other comparable spot was just appetizer-esque food. This one has a more comprehensive menu, not just like for a regular person, but for an event like we're doing as well. The food option was definitely the main deciding factor at the end there. Location, distance, it had to have alcohol so people can get drunk and weird.
I got plenty of gummies for that night, ready to rock.
Don't give Jimmy.
I'm not drinking a lot because
I'm not a dude.
I said don't give Jim any.
Oh! I thought you said don't get Jiminy.
I don't even know what that means, Durs, and I hope you never tell me. I want just my mind to fill in the blank.
Get Jiminy.
Like, don't be somebody's conscience. Like, what does this mean? Is this a cricket reference?
That's why in the Heroes Con group chat I specifically say, hey, if you indulge, feel free to add me. I don't want no lightweights.
Well, I'm ready to get Jiminy, so
I am too. All of a sudden,
come on, Jiminy crickets for everybody.
Do we hop from here? What do we do?
I don't know, man. We'll see what room number it is, and just follow the clouds, bro.
I'm gonna avoid the clouds.
I have a smoke buddy, so honestly, there won't be any clouds. So
it's the advantage of bringing your girl with you.
She's not my smoke buddy. Well, she is my smoke buddy.
Don't tell her that.
It's literally a device called a smoke buddy, and like we could blow our big vape.
Sad.
Well, like
I thought you had a real friend.
I don't. You guys are my real friends. That's really what it comes down to.
He said, "I got a smoke buddy. It's a little device." Aww.
Yeah, she's going to the meet and greet, but yeah, you just blow your hits into it, and nothing comes out. That's all. So for odor purposes.
Except for the one thing you don't need coming out. You're going to a place where it is not legal, right?
Right, and I've been doing it for 15 years of my life where it's never been legal. So.
You've just been making it mad public that you're going to partake in illegal narcotics.
I'm very mad public about it. So I'm a hippie. I'm very proud.
I can't wait to find out when you're going to rob a bank next.
That's fine, but if everybody can be trashed and getting drunk and all that, then 100% us that don't involve in that can have our fun.
I'm going to let you know that don't feel bad that the jails down here aren't too bad.
That's fine. You just don't be dumb about things.
You
don't walk down the street smoking blunts.
For reference, this is a theoretical conversation that we are having about potentially hypothetical.
I'm talking about smoking in Ohio, where it is recreational and it's fully legal.
I can't save you now. I can't save you.
Yeah, like
it's fully legal. I live in Ohio. I can talk about anything I want.
Yeah, the Durs doesn't have feet. He shot him too many times.
I'm just saying. As a resident in Ohio, we have waited a long time for this.
You are missing, much like the SSRI drugs. You are missing the point that I'm trying to make.
Missing the point.
I know the point you're trying to make.
What is the point that I'm trying to make?
That I shouldn't talk about it?
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I 100%. I'm not dumb. I just same thing.
You put a safety net out, and you
like same thing with the past few years.
Nah, Biggie, you can literally smoke right outside the doors of the con. That's where everyone like sits, like right outside this atrium area.
Saying, like if you see people in like California and Colorado for the past couple of years, like they have YouTube channels where they're literally smoking and doing.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Right. If I wanted to do that, now I can do that living in Ohio. is awesome.
So, Mark,
Oh, I understand.
I've never been in the convention center.
But
Is
I
there
know-
a
I know-
place I,
I know
can
now.
sit down in a lobby, or is it just?
Are you familiar with the train?
There's a lot of
the
art.
rail?
There's a lot
You'll have the Charlotte rail system. You know,
there's a lot
one
of
of its
labs,
main terminal is the convention center.
Yeah, I know, but once you go in, is there like a lobby?
Yeah, the terminal is the lobby. Like there's a giant terminal is the lobby. Like
Okay.
if you ride the rail to the convention center, you get out in the convention center with like the Bojangles. You have the Starbucks, all the tables, and
Okay,
everything.
yeah, I'll just sit
Like the
down.
only place you're not
trash last
allowed
year,
to
heads
go
up.
into is the showroom floor, the giant floor. Like the convention center is like public.
All attached,
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll be posted up near the.
Yeah, and you can
entrance
look
for
in the
you guys.
windows down at the convention, scratch your neck, and you're like, screw it, I'm gonna give them the couple dollars. I'm gonna
Vlogs,
go
this is the
in there.
best advice I can give you because I know you're having anxiety about meeting everybody. There's going to be, because I just know, because I had anxiety going down there the first time too.
Vlogs, don't
So
worry, everybody is
I-
10 times more
Right.
intimidating in real life.
Facts,
Especially Rob.
But Vlogs,
Especially Rob.
you're gonna see a
Don't
lot
touch
of
it.
people you know running all over the place. Don't just stand there and hope somebody comes and says hi. If you see somebody you know, go out of your way to see them because I'm making a beeline straight for the floor and going.
Yeah, everyone you meet there has a mission.
Yes.
Well, if they're standing still, it's because they're waiting on the clock to catch up to their mission.
So don't
Yes.
stop anybody.
No, you can. I'm just saying, don't be like, hey, I'm gonna be over here. Let me know when you find me. Just if you see somebody, go out of your way to approach that person. Because
I'm
like
not
I said,
sure I'd say hi to
I'm
Marcus
making a
in person.
beeline for Daniel Warren Johnson, Comics Curing Cancer, and Jenny Frizen.
Yeah, and the Daniel Warren Johnson beeline is really just to go get the information because he doesn't just sit there all day. There'll be a sign that tells you the days and times when he'll be there signing, and if he has any kind of a special sign-up sheet for limited art, because he won't just draw for any and everyone. You have to get a lot of them will, like they can't just draw all day, so they'll have we'll allocate 10 pieces, first 10 people to get here and buy a ticket, kind of thing. You just get the information.
Man.
It's kind of like going to an amusement park. You kind of lay out a plan based off of the people's available times and stuff.
I'm getting my press pass and going in Thursday, and hopefully I
Yeah,
can
you'll actually have an issue with Daniel Warren Johnson unless you're just trying to get signatures, because Felix doesn't honor vendor badges or press badges for the.
I just want to see that information. So I'm sorry, I was just talking about that.
For like how I got the drawing done, how I had to race in there to get on the list. He doesn't honor that list for people who have early access because it just wouldn't be fair.
Right.
So I'm going to talk to him. I'll talk to him and try to like, yo, look, I was on I fought for this list. Like, is there an actual what if I go stand at the door with the crowd and race over here if I want to do it again? Because I'm on the fence. Like, it's $150 last year, even if it remains the same. I don't know if I want to do it again. I have a piece, I might want.
That's what I want to race to see on Thursday. I just want to see the information because last year I didn't even know about that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do Thursday is just get as much information I can.
Well, I had an inside man texting me, feeding me information I wanted.
Well, you guys can tell me Wednesday.
I won't be there Wednesday.
Wait, are you guys setting up? Are you allowed to set up Wednesday?
No, Thursday is load-in day.
Sorry.
All this stuff isn't going to be all this stuff isn't going to be available as early as you might think. Some people.
I pictured Durs hanging out Tuesday, just like knocking on the door. Hey, yeah,
bro, I'm down. I'm down to leave today. I'm ready to be down there. I'm ready to be down there, dude. I want to get out of Ohio so damn
When
bad.
do you leave? Thursday morning, early?
I'm getting up so I'll probably be up at like 3-4 in the morning, and we'll be leaving at like 5. It's like an 8 or a 9 hour drive for us.
Gotcha.
So I'm planning, and like I said, the press. So I can. Here, I'll read it. I'll read a snippet real quick. So this is just. So we go into the featured guest room, and I'm assuming that's where Mark picks up their badges and stuff for like vendors, creators, and artists. We pick up all our badges at the same place, and then it says press pass holder times. Thursday, I can go from noon to 8 p.m. But it says shopping is it basically says shopping is at vendor discretion.
Yeah, everyone will be trying to load in like that, dude. I would
like I'm not.
It'd be a dick.
Yeah,
move
100%. 100%.
But it'd be cool to get some
I'm not even
footage
gonna
of people setting up if
Yep.
you're actually going to attempt to do a good, like, honor the press badge thing.
But listen to this. Friday, I can go in at 7 a.m. VIPs can't go until 10:30.
Yeah, no one will be in there at 7 a.m.
And then, well,
that's called TarpCon.
And then Friday I can stay an extra hour after VIPs, and then Saturday I can go in an extra half hour, stay an extra half hour, and then Sunday we'll be gone. But I'm assuming this is for like people cleaning up if you're helping, because you can be there till 8, and then and then it'll say more emails will come, but just to be aware, all your information, personal phone numbers, and emails will be shared with every creator and artist at this event. That's basically it. That's what you want to see. I'll show you.
Nice.
But I'm assuming it's probably the same email that like Mark, Rob, and DJ got.
We have a much more extensive one. With,
right. I'm sure.
With load-in direction, stuff about the parking garage, the loading dock.
Yeah, it says
information on hand trucks, all kinds of.
I was curious because it said a lot of parking garages that were there in previous years aren't there now.
Is this con big enough to where they have like people that sit at your booth while you go get a coffee and like man it for you?
I mean, with the entire community there, yeah.
I think what he's referring to is they put out a thing not long ago, Kyle, where they were saying that they're still looking for con helpers, like staff,
volunteers and shit. Yeah.
Which I think those are the people Kyle's referring to, people who's working the convention center in case you need to call up the support.
It's like when you don't recognize a creator and somebody's sitting at their booth, and you're like, "Are you?" No. They're at the bathroom. Like, they'll be back in like.
Are you that son of a bitch?
Dude,
that's what happened. That's what happened to me in Shooter last year. I was trying to
faces on anything.
No.
What is it?
No, I was joking around. Someone sits there. You say, "Are you Mark?" No.
I don't know that.
That's what happened to Shooter last year. I kept trying to get Jim Shooter's autograph, and he wasn't there at a table, and he had like his art rep there, and I was like, "Do you know where he's at?" And they're like, they straight told me, they're like, he's having stomach issues. Keeps having to use the bathroom. They're like, you're fine to wait. And I was like, I'll chill. And they're like, yeah, nobody's been up to his booth in like 2 hours. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sad.
Did he eventually come to you?
Yeah, I was chilling. I talked to the art rep, and then I was talking to Bill Morrison there because that's who I wanted to get my Secret Wars 1 sign, triple sign by. Yeah, he was awesome. I stood there and talked to him for like 45 minutes when he came back.
There's so much info dump.
That's my favorite part about conventions is just honestly just talking to creators and artists and stuff.
Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, earlier I was just trying to give you like a legal pathway.
I know.
Out where you can reference it in court at worst case scenario. Because what does it really cost if I just go?
So the referencing in court is everything I'm bringing down is either Delta 8 or CBD, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Oh, then you're chilling.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Easy peasy.
Oh.
All right, guys, I gotta go take back all these bras and bralettes.
I'm gonna watch the John Cena prank call.
And women's stuff.
Oh, it's hilarious. I hope everybody has a phenomenal day. Don't forget Sunday night is At Week's End. We're going to be spoiling the week. And if you thought I talked about the Acolyte today,
get ready for it.
We're talking about lesbian droids and Anakin blowing up the Death Star this Sunday night on At Week's End. And this is not make believe. Like, not make believe.
Dude, it's all that pod racing he did. He trained them.
Showrunner of this show thinks that R2-D2 is a lesbian in Star Wars canon. I kid you not.
Why does it matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. But it just shows you where the attention to detail is. And we'll get into all of that. We'll get into all of it
opportunity.
This Sunday night, unpacking it. Until next time.